Oh, it's loading? Alright, let me know when it's good.
I think now.
I'm F5ing the page to see.
Okay.
Alright, let me know when it's good.
Let me go on the channel. How do I tell if it's live? The fuck?
No, it's fine. I can do it.
Can you
Is
share
it,
your
are we
screen
streaming?
and show me what you're doing in Prism, and I could probably help? Because I just downloaded and installed it. I'm looking at it right now, and I could probably tell you what's going on.
We are live.
Alright, we are live, everybody. Woo! Welcome, everybody, to Ravencast episode 13 live. Today I am joined by my wonderful co-hosts, Cyber and Silver Knight. They've been helping with season 3 of the Ravencast show. Shout out to them. And we have a special guest today on Ravencast Live, episode 13. We will be interviewing Kyler, Andy Worski's ex-best friend and ex-co-host of Twisted Mind. Here is Kyler. What's up, Kyler?
What's up, everybody? It's good to be here. I hope we can illuminate things that are shrouded in mystery, lost to internet time.
Ooh,
Lost to the sector, internet board sector time.
We are definitely excited to have you here. We spent the last episode of Ravencast just shitting on Andy Worski and his boyfriend.
And TPP. Yeah, his boyfriend TP2.
And his boyfriend.
So what is y'all's grievances? What grievances do you guys have with Worski? Just
I
don't like the cut of his jib, or is this funny that they're hypocrites and they say things that are not, you know what I mean?
Issue with, right? Now I know why people don't like Ethan Ralph. He's got like a ton of reasons, right? But like, if you're gonna sit there and shit on somebody who is actively going to rehab and trying to get their life somewhat back in order, that's what I draw the line. But also, I don't like the fake information that we have about him. Like, I don't like the fake information that they throw out there about Rich Review Tech USA or
and Nick Takeda too.
Nick Takeda, yeah. So a lot of it to me is like, I don't like the fake. I don't like having fake information about people, especially the internet is a place where people do that all the time.
Hey, I could do that on my end, but you have the stream title to Nith's Gaming Stream.
I'm trying to fix it. The fucking.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'll fix it. I'm on my computer right now. It's okay. It's all right. You're good. Just continue with the show. I got it.
Can we get the? Yes. So we got some questions for you tonight.
Perfect, man. Let's start. Let's do the let's just get into the juicy meat here, the meat and potatoes of the whole thing. What do you all want to know? You want to start from the beginning? Like, do you want to know how I met these people, or what's going on?
Yeah, we'll go. Well, for the audience, let's go. How did you meet Andy Worski?
So nothing too crazy. I just watched Worski live, and then I followed his career afterwards. I always thought he was pretty funny, and you know, like that'd be funny. It'd be fun to be on a show with him, and that was my goal. Is at one point in time, my goal was to be a streamer, stream things, be, you know, online, and be a broadcaster. And during COVID, what really brought us together was during COVID. It was a little bit after AMM, I think, and he was kind of laying low still. And it was after COVID, I noticed that he was just doing Resident Evil speed runs, and I'm like, okay, well, we don't need to, you know, I just saw an opportunity because I'm like, okay, he's down on his luck. He is in a low spot. He wants to start a gaming YouTube channel. He did. It was Subcultured. He put out a few videos, like retrospectives on Final Fantasy, etc., etc. And then I noticed that he was needing help with that, so I contacted him with an example of my writing, and it just basically became from there we were friends, because then we would just hang out. We would work sometimes and have ideas, but we'd hang out a lot and play PGA Golf 2019 and Poolians on Steam and listen to Red Bar Radio. So that's kind of where our friendship began there. It was professional and a friendship too. I think it was. I don't fucking know now, but
yeah, it definitely seems like you guys, because like I knew you guys were friends. I currently just started watching Kino Casino because I saw this one person was talking about was talking about him in a in a video about Onision or something. I don't know
And
why.
I've been watching Kino Casino for a while, like almost a year. And my to answer your question earlier, my grievances with them is like they're just hypocrites because they call out Ethan Ralph and Okator for being druggies, but Worski's on drugs. Worski does the same
Oh
shit
yeah,
they
the
do.
sobriety
Worski
thing's a
blasts
lie.
people, and not only that, but I also didn't like how Worski said that Nick Okada like molested his daughter, and when people called him out, he was like, "I'm joking, guys. I was joking."
Yeah, you shouldn't say stuff like that. I mean, like, I understand jokes and stuff. I understand tact and humor. I think I do. Maybe. I don't know. But I like to feel like I have a pretty decent understanding of jokes, tact, humor, timing, and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And judging by, it seems like sometimes he gets a little too comfortable, I would say. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, it's okay. You're getting a little too big for your britches here. We need to relax, homie.
Oh, right.
And that's one of those
Definitely.
situations where you need to relax. The guy's already having a criminal investigation underway and that's potentially a crime to say that, I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm not an expert in the law, but I feel like saying shit like that is not
Still,
because
it's
we
really
accused Monday
sus.
Matt of all kinds of shit, but as a joke, it was blatantly us. We're hammered drunk on Twisted Mind. We would say stuff like that about Monday Matt. But I do feel
Oh, yeah.
like the tact and the timing matters, and you can see in the leaked video he sent Raven, not to be confused with the Raven cast, but the woman Raven Rain.
Yeah.
He
Killer.
he took he stole. If you've seen the clip, he stole one of my bits that I told him where, and he still didn't even get it. But ravage is the nice R word. Like if it's a joke, right? Timing's important, place is important. If you want to ravage a woman, it means you want to
Yeah.
vigorously make love to her in a manner that is
Wait,
the nice
yeah.
R word. And so he
A word
completely
we cannot
butchered the
speak.
joke. Well, he
Yeah.
completely butchered the joke, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then just dropped rape in there too. I don't fucking know. It was insane. So it seems like he has a
Yeah.
habit of being really excited on maybe on drugs, and then getting way too comfortable and saying some slick shit out of the side of his mouth that could probably come back and bite him in the ass.
Yeah, I don't understand that. It's like I get it's a joke, but at the end of the day, like in this political climate or any climate in general, saying criminal shit,
I
that
would
might
need to hear the clip too. I believe he said that. It sounds like some shit he would do, but I would need to hear it. I have never heard him say that.
I've heard Persip bring it up because Persip a while back called him out for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey Kyler, I did send you the show. It's in your DMs.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much again for coming on, man. I appreciate you
Yeah.
Yeah,
being
thank
here.
you.
Like, you don't understand. Like when Triton told me about this week, I've been like so excited all week for this interview.
It
Yeah, because
it
there is a lot of stuff like that I do have to ask, and also it seems like we kind of brought it up a little bit about the drug thing. How do you know Andy Worski is lying about being sober? And has he ever been sober? Like, has he ever like actually been sober? And what made him go back if he was?
that I don't know. He could have been. I mean, for all I know, he could have been at some point. Like I drank beer 2 weeks ago. I quit smoking weed for a little bit, so I'm sober right now. I could take a piss test and piss clean. So
Right.
like I'm not sure if he's had these bouts of sobriety, but this claim he makes a claim that I forgot what the number is now, like 400 something days sober. The time frame of that during I want to say after June of last year, he was in the VC 100% high on edibles. I know what he sounds like when he's stoned, and they literally told me like because it was weird too because like me and Andy used to get fucked up all the time. Like Twisted Mind was us just during COVID lockdown, just getting fucked up and doing crazy shit on stream and laughing at
Oh
dumb shit. It
yeah.
was a good show.
It was a good
So
show. Yeah, it was just bros hanging out.
Yeah.
yeah, it was like old internet. We just found silly shit to react to. We would go crazy, go stupid mode, get
Yeah.
drunk, pound drugs or whatever. I was on kratom the whole time. That's why people also cast aspersions upon me for being on opioids. No, I wasn't even man enough to slam that shit in my arm. I was doing the 7-Eleven version of opioids. I was taking kratom powder, which you can buy
Right.
at most vape stores. That's retarded. Don't do it. Don't touch the shit. But besides that, just to clarify, in case anybody even Ethan Ralph on his interview with Raven said that I was on opiates and that he wished an overdose upon me. Unfortunately, you can't really do that with kratom, so that wish was not fulfilled. But I did quit it. I'm coming up on 3 years. See, I don't do the sobriety life shit. I have to remind people. But I have been off of kratom for almost in July of this year, it'll be 3 years straight. I have not taken it.
Oh, that's good, man.
So yeah, it's
Yeah, that's
bullshit. Don't do
good.
that.
Yeah, I mean, it's also it's like you see, I didn't do drugs myself. Just how I was 18 though. I was getting fucked up, dude. Like even though I wasn't like I was getting
Oh,
fucked up.
dude, yeah. I was coming home from high school when I was 16, like fucking so drunk. My mom thought I smoked crack. She didn't know what I was so drunk she didn't even
What's
know what
up,
I did.
Dan? What's up, Austin No Powers? And what's up, Tix?
What's
So I'm
up,
just reading the
chat?
chat.
What's up, Tickets? Tickets is my boy. What's up, Tickets?
Tickets, what's up, man? How's it going? Yeah, I have a question for you.
Yeah, let's keep it rolling for sure, for
Okay.
sure.
What made you want to start? Uh, what makes you twist your twisted mind with
Yeah, Twisted Mind with Andy. Yeah, what made you
Sorry.
like want to start the show?
So what happened was during the Summer of Love with the George Floyd riots, Andy began doing riot coverage streams on D
Oh,
Live,
I
and
remember that.
yeah, so that was born out of that. Originally, it was me and Ada Wolf and Andy, and eventually Ada Wolf was shouldered out because I mean I don't have anything against the guy now, but I don't think he was ready for prime time back then. Maybe he is now. I don't know. But back then, eventually, I would call. He would because we were friends during the riot streams, and then he would have me call in and give my opinion. And I thought it was kind of like a test run to do a
Oh
show.
yeah.
I tried to be like funny, engaging, personable, all those things. And eventually that morphed into a show because it kind of came out of nothing. It was like riot coverage, riots died down. I'm staying on. Now I have a camera in the corner, so I'm on the show now. It's making money. So eventually it just snowballed into something that had momentum. But
Yeah.
eventually we got kicked off of so many platforms and stuff. Like January 6th kind of screwed D Live over, and we were on Trovo because the moderation on D Live was so strict, and then Trovo stole money from us. Then we went back to D Live. We tried YouTube. Eventually, we landed on Odyssey, and I believe most replays of the show are still up on Odyssey under the name of the channel Project Night. That might be a scoop you guys just got here. Let me see that there.
I do remember back then, like the kill stream was running with the same problem as they kept on going from
Yeah,
platform to platform.
it was the
to
same
platform as
era.
well.
It was
Oh
the same
yeah.
era of Twisted Mind, the same problem, but Ethan Ralph was more resilient. Andy has a problem where if a project isn't giving him instant dopamine, the interest goes away. So then he stops working on it. And I figured he would be like the guy who kind of did the business side of it because he knew live streaming, and I was just some new guy.
Yeah, you're just gonna be like the
But
host, and he was just gonna be like the
One,
business side of things.
yeah,
one
yeah.
Twisted Mind clip I saw was when Ethan Ralph came in and like that and killed PPP and you and
Oh
Worski was
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
I remember that.
yeah.
it was funny too because you and Worski were kind of covering for Ralph a little bit and I kind of chuckled at that.
Well, the ecosystem of Twisted Mind, I was keep in mind back like I'm a different guy now. I'm
Which I
sober. I'm
like
off the
Ralph,
shit.
by the way. I have no
Yeah,
problem
no,
with him.
I'm Alpha Male all the way.
Me
I'll tell
too.
you why. I'll tell you why because it's even solidified it because I realized later on the ecosystem that we were in because Andy would get so pissed if Ralph didn't host us because
Oh yeah.
we would be catching Ralph's leftovers because we would come on after Ralph. We were the late night show, and we were basically scraping off of whatever Ralph couldn't get from his donators. So
Mhm.
basically, Ralph supported the show more than I realized at the time,
Yeah.
and I came up through calling in on the kill stream. I would not be a known person online if it wasn't for the kill stream. So I owe my any presence I have is to Ethan Ralph. And that's just the reality of it.
What made you fall out? What happened to the? What? How did you end your friendship with Ethan Ralph?
Well, not Ethan Ralph, Andy Worski.
Well, me and
Andy
Ralph got
Worski.
odds for a minute there, but I don't. Me and Ralph are the kind of guys where we can talk our shit, whatever. But we're men. We can just get over that shit and realize the situation at hand and roll with it. Andy, okay, so this was a long story.
Mhm.
So there was a 2.5 or so year gap where I wasn't really online. I didn't stream too much. I didn't hang out with the boys in the Discord too much,
Yeah, you were
which is
just.
probably good for me looking back on it. Those guys are complete losers. But I was dating a woman, and
Ooh.
I was like, okay, I want a life with this chick. That's why I quit Kratom. It was 3 years ago I met her, and I'm still off of it regardless. But unfortunately, she passed away about. Oh, my watch isn't on. She passed away like 9 months ago now, I think. It's
Rest
been a
in peace.
while.
I'm
Rest in
sorry for
peace,
your
indeed.
loss. Rest
Hey,
in
man.
peace.
I can
Thank you.
Thank
lost
you
to my
for
condolences.
if your family's watching out. Thank you for for her defining him because he's
Making a
doing a
great
lot better.
daughter. And
Yeah,
the thing, I've already cried my tears over. It's been a while. I think of it this way: I had a lot of great quality time. And I'll take quality over quantity any day. I prefer if she were still here, but I'm not going to get into details of it. It's not really anyone's business. But
Yeah.
the way it happened,
Yeah.
No, you don't have
the
to.
way it occurred, I'm just going to say this: it was very traumatic for me. It was very
Oh, yeah.
visceral the way it happened, and so I was fucked up after it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a post traumatic event, and I was suffering from stress. Right?
Understandable, man. I mean,
Understandable.
It was
All right, let
very
us
very bad. If you think of the worst thing, it's probably just think of that. So basically, after that, I developed some issues. I developed compulsive habits. I developed compulsive speaking, and at the time, I didn't really know what I was going through because I'm not sure if you can say N-word soft A on YouTube, but I'm that N-word soft A, and I'm gonna thug it out. This is what I
yeah,
do. I've been through all kinds of crazy shit. I've seen death. I've seen people. I've watched my grandpa die in the hospital dead while his last breaths, and I
yeah,
made
me
it through
too,
that
man.
okay. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry for your loss as well. But and it's
Yeah,
like I'm that inward Sate. I'm a thug it out. Well, it turns out sometimes thugging it out, you're still gonna go through some shit. And I developed certain things. And I was hanging out with them now more because the person I spent the most time with is now gone. And I was like, you know what? Who has my back? The homies. The homies will have my back, and we'll get through this. And they'll, maybe they'll support me. So I was hanging out with them more. And over the course of a few months, I would say maybe it's kind of a blur now. In fact, the amount of time that's passed since then I just registered that is insane to me. Like,
yeah.
oh, it's been that long. It feels like 2 years. So fucking okay. So I'm hanging out with them more in the server, and while I'm gone,
They're talking shit.
well, no, while I was gone, like some kind of gay culture had formed in the vacuum of me because I'm a real N-word soft A,
Yeah,
and it turns out I'm finding out slowly the people I was surrounded with, who I thought were real N-word soft A's,
yeah.
were actually really weird people, strange people,
you can
very.
say the word on here because I don't think YouTube cares.
I mean, I'm 0.2% Congolese anyway. I'll show my DNA test, so like I can say it. I thought they were real niggas, and like I'm a tough ass nigga. I fucking thug it out, and like what happens is that I
Sorry.
slowly. Well, okay, before that even, there's a schism, right? When Liana
Yeah.
comes around, because Liana developed like a tumor
Oh
while I
yeah,
was
Leona
gone.
Taylor.
Also, hashtag Tyrone hit it first. I want to make that very clear with Liana. Hashtag Tyrone hit it first. In fact, I think I have the image here
Mm-hmm.
somewhere. We can show that on
Yeah.
screen for y'all. Let's
Is
see
it
which
alright if
one.
I bring my friend Dan in the call? Cause he's in waiting.
Yeah, yeah. Bring him. If they have questions and shit, bring him on. That's fine.
If anyone wants to call in, I did put the Discord link in the chat. So if anyone wants to call in, come in.
And I want to make it clear too. Not everyone was bad. In fact, the cool people were the people that weren't there anymore. So like, Tickets was a real one. Iron Wolfspear was a real one. But while I was there, yeah. So basically, a rift developed between a man named Iron Wolfspear, and there was this whole faction split between the real niggas and these weird parasocial,
Yeah.
basically people who were
And,
left
and,
with the
and the fake niggas, right? And the fake
yeah
niggas, right?
the fake niggas.
Fake niggas.
And
Yeah.
but the thing that happened was though, right, is Liana basically did like a hell march and got rid of every woman in the server because there used to be a lot of women in that server. And not that it matters, but like
Man.
there was chicks like we were friends with, who watched Twisted Mind. We were all friends, we'd hang out, talk shit, whatever,
Yeah, yeah. You had
and
like
it was fun.
a little internet friend group. Yeah.
Well, originally it was for people who were Patreons to the show,
Mm-hmm.
so that like that was the kind of the gate to get in, and then eventually the show ended. So it was just like, okay, you guys are the homies now. We'll just stick together. So there was this rift with Iron Wolf Spirit and other people in the server, and then this whole time they're telling me, trying to keep me in their corner, like, oh, they're evil, they're, you know, whatever, this and that, he dark. Oh, it's just making up shit, because I do a show with Lulz too, and they told me that he was the most evil person on the planet. He's not. And so Andy does this thing, like, they all do this thing. It's like, it's almost like, I'm not Kanye West, but I want to say, like, it felt like, in hindsight, it felt like they were trying to wrangle me in to a degree.
Yeah.
And then like this all develops, and I jump back into this 2 years later, not really knowing anything, and they're telling me all this stuff, and I trust them because you know, it's Andy. I did a show with him for like 2.5 years.
And you guys were close at that time, you know, so it's like,
Yeah, we were bros, man.
It's like, I'm gonna believe you, Andy, and it's like, I know I haven't been around, and I'm
And to a degree, when they started Kino Casino, I was on RV7 for IP2, so I was gone for 2 weeks, and they started Kino Casino during that. And so, like, once Kino Casino started, he kind of cooled off on me. We weren't really super in touch. And, like, he was busy. I was still friendly with him. Yeah, I was still, like, it wasn't, we kind of grew distant, but it wasn't any kind of beef. So when I came back around and hung out more, it was
you had
like,
the Kino Casino account. Didn't he let you run the Kino Casino account?
the Twitter account? He didn't let me do shit. Andy doesn't let me do anything. I did it. I just got the Twitter. I'm like, hey guys, I got the Twitter in case y'all need it. And he's retarded and spastic and never asked for the password. I was like, if y'all want to use it, I'll give you the password and stuff. If they wanted it, neither Ashton or Andy seemed super interested in owning the Kino Casino Twitter. So I just, after he fell out, I just shit posted it into the ground. I know Kamikaze at No Survivors. It's now suspended permanently.
Which, if you want to touch on that, I kind of hold on. I kind of know. I think I know why. This is a theory, but like, remember, like a week prior, before your Twitter account got suspended, Keemstar was like, "Andy, PPP, contact me if you need me to get Kryler's Twitter account suspended." And then a week later, you did that stream where you're exposing Andy for pedophile shit. And that
two things happened.
That day, Andy contacted Keem and took the offer and got your Twitter
think that's what
account.
happened? Because what originally what it was, I got into an argument with Keemstar. I was just calling him gay, and he got mad about it because I'm like, your job is literally like teenage girl shit.
Yeah,
dude.
I saw that too. That was funny.
And then he was getting owned by me, and then he got mad and said that he was going to take their Twitter account and give it back to them. And I was like, actually, no, this is my Twitter. I made it. So no.
Hang on. I know this is a little off topic here about the whole Andy thing, but what is your opinion on Keem's like locale live shit he's doing right now?
Content farm? I don't know. Make your money, dude. I don't watch the shit. But like,
not even a good content farm. It's shit. Like the content.
They do like
shit.
It's really bad. It's the McDonald's. Basically, Keemstar saw what Andy was doing with Kino Casino, and then did the thing that Andy will never do, which is like diversify and work at it. Yeah, it's like he did the thing that Andy would never do, which is like set up a business and diversify it and make it palatable to a wide stream audience, because Kino Casino is only appealing to the most autistic people. If you watch the show, it's like an autism comfort ritual. They play the same clips, the same songs. Like at the very beginning, they put effort in the show. There was like casino themes. There was like bits, you know, and then after a while, it just became like cover the same 7 topics every week, and then get a check.
In the beginning, when they did have all that themes, they had writers. They had Squire, Persip, and people doing that shit for them. Wasn't really Andy doing it himself, was it?
Well, I don't even know why you would need writers for that show, because it's just pod awful, but not funny. Like that's what Andy did with Kino Casino. Is that Andy's was a big pod awful guy. He moved on to that from, I think Red Bar and Pod Awful were like his favorite shows, and Jesse was on
Pod Awful.
Yeah, Jesse's one of the funniest people to walk the earth. Like right now, he's one of the funniest people on the fucking planet. I bet my life on it. And he listened. It would like say he listened to Pod Awful at the gym and stuff, or when he's out doing grocery shopping and stuff, and would like show me clips of like funny shit on it, you know. And I watched it too. I still do. But I think what he did was he took Pod Awful's idea of goons and goon watching, which has a bad connotation now, guys. Not in the masturbation way, but in like the fools, like Red Bar's fool watching or goon, you know.
I remember those. Yeah, it sucks.
Goon watching. Holy shit! What the fuck?
What the fuck happened to it? Now it just basically means that like you're like a pervert or something.
I don't. It
Yeah,
just means like you're jerking
that's
off too
immediately
much.
what. Yeah, that's immediately what I thought when he fucking said goon watching.
But
Yeah.
he'd
I
have,
said, like,
but
yeah.
Pod Awful would have like his theater of like fools or goons he'd watch. You know, like Tom Gully, the what's his name, the Santa Cruz Joker,
Yeah, I know that. Yeah,
all
Oh
those people.
shit!
So what Andy did was take
Joker.
that format and then do it with PPP. So it's just Pod Awful but shitty. Is Kino
yeah.
Casino, but it
And
has
he
these
almost,
autism rituals though. The same music, the same bits, best day ever. Melted tables, the songs.
Excuse me.
They have not done anything new in a
Yeah.
long time.
Excuse
no,
me,
that was
Kyler.
like,
Yes,
and
sir.
they just,
I was just gonna say, this Silver Knight. I was just gonna say, like, yeah, like I've noticed that, right? Because like I didn't like I'm not gonna lie, the last couple months I've only been using them when I want to go to sleep. Like I put them on in the background before I go to bed, and they kept making fun of Review Tech USA on a constant basis. Now I get it, like Rich is kind of like a low cow at this rate, but
Well, he's what I
Yeah, he's
call he's what
fat.
I
He's
call
retarded.
a low cow. He's low hanging fruit. It's like picking on the retarded kid in class. Like, yeah, you can do that. It's funny, but it's easy. It's
yeah,
lazy.
yeah,
but the
Yeah,
thing is,
yeah,
though, let me
we
finish
get
my
it.
point, please.
He's fat.
Sure.
Yeah,
But
go ahead.
it's just like it's the same thing they always say about him. Oh, Dickers, he's not gonna work. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like, you're not growing as much as he is. You're at the same sub level as him. No, it's like,
yeah.
They're
Ashton
not
has to
even
eat
growing.
like 8,000 calories a day, so I think most of Ashton's day is spent ordering food, preparing food, and eating food. Besides being on stream.
I heard,
Hold on, I'd like to interrupt
Persip
you
went
for a
on
minute.
Review Tech stream, and Persip said that PPP ordered $100 worth of Burger King and ate it.
I believe. But what were you saying? Who was speaking?
Silver
It
Knight.
was me. I just wanted to say something, bro. Like, I wanted to bring up a point Silver Knight brought up. Like, they're not growing like Review Tech USA. Of fucking course not. They're not growing on YouTube and they're not eating a ton of fucking food. Like, no fucking shit.
well, I know
But like
that,
these,
Dan, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying
They
though.
haven't done a show in 2 weeks.
I
But I'm
mean,
saying
it's
like
just these.
their last
Yeah,
couple of shows has always been like, oh, let's go make fun of Dickers.
Well,
Yeah,
the one
it's
thing I
lazy. They're
do
both
want to
lazy.
ask
yeah.
Simon while
This
it's
is
on
the
my mind, because I think this is like important, because you brought up Pod Alpha, and there's been a rumor that's been going around in the sector that this happened. Was it true that Andy Wojcicki wanted to replace PPP with Pod Alpha at one point, or is that rumor dead?
that I wasn't privy to. It wouldn't surprise me if that was true because Andy's known for making seat of his pants, flying at the fly by night ideas, and I don't think Jesse would have done that. It may have been a thought that Andy had certainly, but was it ever real? I doubt it because I don't think Jesse would want to do that show
Okay.
Yeah,
because
because
it would just be
Jesse
it'd be
commented
him
on
doing
it
his
on his own
show
stream, and he
just
said that he
shittier.
wouldn't have done it because he has his own show.
Yeah, it would be him doing a
Yeah.
shittier version of his own show. Why on earth would he do that? So I don't
Why?
think it may have been
Why
a
wouldn't
thought,
Andy
but not.
be at that point? He should just be a co-host for Pod Alpha if he really wanted to be inspired.
I mean there's a lot of options there. I just don't think that that was ever concrete. I don't think that was ever a real thing. I think it could have been something Andy said to somebody in DMs and got leaked maybe, but that would have been like a retard idea he had that would never come to fruition. Because right
Just
now
something he
we're
just said randomly and just never thought of again.
this is the Worski cycle on this one. What it is it's initially excited about a project, get excited, have ideas, kind of do them, have momentum. One thing happens, or you just whatever, you just keep doing it. You stop working on it, and you just phone it in, and then you get tired of the idea, and then take a 2 week vacation, like we're seeing now, and we're back to. He's probably gonna come out with another show now. He probably. I don't know what's going on with Kino Casino. I don't know why they're taking these long breaks. I hope something's bad. I hope it's horrible. Whatever reason is, I hope it's the worst.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah.
question: what were some of the bad moments?
Oh wait. We didn't actually get to the meat and potatoes of the last question. We got kind of sidetracked. So then my girlfriend passes away. I'll break it. No, it's all good. This is all relevant. And then so I'm going back. I'm hanging out more. Liana's there. She's annoying. Osir of Soul is one of the biggest F slurs to walk the earth. He's one of the worst
Just
of
saying,
them.
though.
And his name's Riley Shore, aka Kryler Poor.
Riley, I know about Riley.
Kryler Poor. He got fired from his job, by the way, and they called him an F slur on the way out. And That he's something he told us. He got fired, and they called him an F slur on the way out, and said he was going to do a human rights tribunal on them in Canada. 'Cause he lives in Canada. But I'll get to him in a minute. So he's hitting on Liana, constantly flirting with her in the Discord VC, even in front of Andy. And it's weird. They're playing Minecraft together literally all the time, and I have to hear, because before that we were talking about
He plays Minecraft.
No, Liana
as a
does.
grown-ass man.
No, it was Liana and Osir. So Osir, Riley Shore was in the VC, constantly flirting with her nonstop, and it was awkward. And then Liana would just be annoying, press the soundboard for no reason, of just like spam sound effects for attention.
Annoyed me.
And then they would all laugh and pretend it was funny, and it was just gay and disruptive. And before that, we talk about cool shit, you know, like whatever's on our minds. And then it became like the Liana's Simp Festival. So the whole dynamic was changed. I didn't like it. And for some reason, they all kowtowed to Liana, and I don't know why, because she's disgusting. She looks like she's built like a linebacker. Go ahead.
So Kyler, it used to be just like, oh yeah, we're all hanging out, to like, oh yeah, you're totally right because you're a woman.
You stole my diamonds. You stole my diamonds. Osir would just to take her stuff in the Minecraft server when she was gone, and they would like make a big scene about it, like jokingly, like flirtingly. It was flirting. They'd flirt nonstop, and it was weird.
So I do have a question, since you're kind of talking about it. Does this lead into like Andy like making disgusting comments about your girlfriend's death?
Yeah, actually, it's gonna get there eventually. So basically, after that, the dynamic shifted. I'm kind of tolerating it because there are still good moments where she's not around. We're hanging out, you know. Then one day, like I guess I was just talking too much, because I had developed that compulsive talking habit. It's good now. Like I'm chilled out now, but this is like right after it happened, like literally right after. And instead of support or anyone talking to me, or these people who I've been friends with for like 3 or 4 years at this point, they just ditch. They're begging me to play Call of Duty Black Ops 6 to get on it for another teammate, which I get. It was a cool game. I don't play it anymore, but I was playing it then. So I'm playing it. They all leave because she does, and go to a different server that I'm also in, and I can see that they said they were leaving or whatever, and they all collect together in a different server. And I screenshotted it and sent it to Flaked and Baked, and I was like, dude, really? And he was like, yeah, you were kind of chatty there. And I'm like, y'all can go fuck yourselves. How about that, chatty? I'm going scorched earth on this shit. And that's when I did I was just like, fuck these people. And then Iron Wolfspear and everyone else were like, thank you for seeing the light. She twisted everything. And it was just an E-drama, you know, whatever.
Man, I mean, she was. It sounded like she had a group of little simps that.
Why is Andy with her?
Yeah, dude.
I don't get it.
What is he thinking?
I know people that know Liana Taylor, and they tell me that she's a meth. There's even one guy that I'm not.
There's a picture of her in the hospital for meth addiction. You can find it.
Does Andy actually live with her, or is that a lie?
I don't know anymore. She had a visa for something. He paid like $50,000 supposedly. I'm not sure, American or Canadian, to get her over here with the paperwork and the legal shit and stuff. And I'm like, why? She's not worth it. She's not. I think Andy was just desperate for female companionship and like someone to hold the fuck out on command at that point. So he was just like, whatever, fuck it, dude.
Dog, and so is like your girlfriend's in a VC full of like just a whole bunch of simps, and like you're not gonna say anything about it. To me, that's just like that's kind of.
It's insane.
Speaking of the Sims,
go ahead.
Oh, speaking of the Sims, were any of them like the pay pigs that were like at the orgies?
Yeah, it was all of them. It was
wait, what?
Psycho Gungear.
Wait.
Gorgoth,
Silver and Dan did not really caught up on the orgies, but like I'm caught up on all that because I was.
That was for me. I dropped that nuke. I dropped the Vegas.
Yeah. Kyler's the one that dropped the nuke, and I had questions about.
Because I went public with all of it. I just told the truth. Yeah, this is what I've been told. But here's the kicker, though. I did a stream, right? After that, I immediately did a stream. I got briefed on all this shit, and Iron Wolfspear and all the other people who fell out with them and made their own server briefed me on what happened, and then told me all this crazy shit about Vegas. And I'm like, yo, let's just go fucking expose this shit. I'm gonna go on stream and just like tell everyone this shit. So I do that. I don't remember it too well, but Ralph was there too, and then. Well, Ralph was like corralling me because I was emotional because it was like hard, man. I'm losing all my friends and shit. My girlfriend just passed away. Like, this is tough, dude. And Ralph was there, like, kind of corralling me in and like interviewing me about it. And so, like, Gorgoth comes in the chat and says, "I'll be praying for you, Kyler." They tried to make it seem like I was crazy or bipolar or manic or some shit. And it's like, no, dog, y'all are fucking losers.
Like, you guys are
No.
losers. I'm seeing that now, and I lost my girlfriend. So you'd be like, if I was in your position, I'd be like, hey, fuck you guys. Like, I'm in the worst
These
part of my
guys have a
life.
bad issue of just not leaving shit alone. The only reason I'm here right now on this stream, the only reason I'm still talking about this shit is because Osir of Soul, I made a post about Jet Neptune from Fish Tank, using Fish Tank as basically a front to
I
Final
know
Lane
Jet
E-Girl
Neptune.
pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was, because there was a recording of him basically propositioning one of the women he was inviting on Fish Tank for sex, prostitution, offering to pay her money for sexual services. And I'm like, dude, Jet Neptune's just using this as a front for Discord Kit and E-Girl pussy.
No,
And
he
so
is.
Osir, yeah, well, we all know that, but Osir
Yeah,
comes
dog.
in. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm a little bit like, I've talked to some of the Fish Tank contestants and whatnot. A lot of people don't like him.
No, he's a douchebag and a fucking like loser. He's an R9K reject. He used to trip F slur on R9K with his dad.
He told this one guy, I don't know if you've seen this season when a guy called Bert.
Yeah, Bert.
Yeah, he fucking took Bert's medicine away, and did an interview with Bert a couple months ago, in like the Bert fan Discord server that's made, and they basically like took his medicine away, and they made him go kind of manic, like they literally fucked with him, and he has
Of
like
course they
fucking
did.
pills.
Yeah, they're
He's
just
like
using these
fuck
people
yeah,
for
dude.
content. The reason why it's called Fish Tank is because it's whale bait. Put those two phrases together: Fish Tank, whale bait. You put the dots together on that, and like the show itself is not that important. It's just that you need the parasocial whales and you need the e-girl pussy. So then Osir, I'm doing a stream on X. I'm using the Kino Casino Twitter to stream on it just because I'm, piggybacking off the followers. Osir comes in and puts in quotes, Discord getting kitten e-girls, and then says ironic. And I'm like, why is that ironic, Osir? Go ahead. And he didn't reply. And so basically he's implying that a dead woman is a Discord kitten e-girl. It's not an insult to me because I know it's not true. I didn't get upset over the words. I was upset on the person who wasn't there to defend themselves. I'm like, she wasn't that. She was an amazing woman and is 10 times the person you'll ever be, Riley, and that's just the truth.
I'd be like,
He lives
Riley,
alone with his 2 cats.
yeah, I would tell Riley, be like, dog, like, I'd just say, like, so you really want to bring up some dead relatives? Yeah, I hate when people do that shit. Someone tried doing that to me one time on Discord. They'd like try to bring up my dead grandfather. And
Oh yeah, dude. Somebody made an account back in the day for my dead dad. Like, all this shit. I'm used to it. Like, it didn't bother me. Again, like, I know it's not true. And who's the person that brought her to the server in the first place? It was Andy Worski. So if you're saying that, then Andy Worski is the person you're accusing that of too, of being like a Discord creep or whatever the fuck he was getting at.
Yeah.
He's a moron. And the only reason I'm doing this now is because they didn't keep him on a tight enough leash. And he doesn't come around anymore. He doesn't make his pot shots. I'm assuming they talked to him in the background and told him to chill the fuck out because he's psychotic. He's legitimately a danger to somebody. I don't know. He's going to be violent one day because all he does is sit around the Discord server and scream at brown children in Call of Duty, telling them to do things they can't even say on YouTube without us getting struck down. He would just say like the craziest unhinged shit.
So he's a loser.
Yeah, he's 100% a loser. Like he would do coke in the server with his cousin.
Do you think Andy deleted his Discord, or do you think he lied about it? Because he claimed he deleted it, but then
He lies all the time. Don't believe anything he says. No.
Andy was streaming in that same server because I saw him in the server. Like the Kino Casino server's still there. All their private servers are still there.
It's all still. I guarantee you, it's all still there. And if Andy Worski said the sky was blue, I would double check to see if it was green. Like you can't trust a single word that comes out of it. He said total Medicare masochist death. Medicare masochist still donates under alts. Total Discord death. He still has Discord.
Esco Shaggy exposed that he's still following Medicare masochist to this day.
Yeah. It's a lie. It's all like a veneer. Andy will say or do anything in his power to smooth things over and keep the money coming in. Because to him, that's mostly what it is, money.
He's the same way.
PvP's, I don't know him too well. He never came around really too often. I talked to him a few times. Don't know him. I have nothing against the guy. But he's a hypocrite. But I don't really care about that too much. You could do grift your grift.
And I'm not trying to start drama, but he was like calling you Kryler, and he said the only reason you're doing this is because Andy wouldn't play video games with you. That was his excuse.
He's gonna cope to keep his money train going. It's his living. This is damaging to his living. Then fuck him. Then if he's gonna be a dishonest fucking loser, then yeah, sure, fuck him.
Have you seen his response video he did against you?
No, I don't really care. Like he's not important. He's not an important guy. He's a fat clown. I don't know. Like
Yeah, he is a
it'd be
fat
like
clown.
it'd be like John Candy making a diss track on me. It's like okay, like that's
Which
fine,
I
but
feel like, in my opinion, like PPP is only known because of Andy. No one would know who he was if it wasn't for Andy or
he was
Ralph.
pretty known in the hardcore IBS crowd that followed Godwinson and stuff. That he was known, but like yeah, it's definitely put him on the fucking map. Like
Yeah, he was
obviously.
known because of Ralph though, because he used to A-log.
Yeah,
He was
he was mildly known. He was a character in the continuity, the script, as they say in IRL streaming terms. He was a part of the script, definitely. Andy put him on the map. But if he's saying that because Andy wouldn't play video games with me, he's just being disingenuous and lying.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what it was, and he wasn't even around for it. He has no understanding of the dynamic or anything. He has no insight. That's something probably Andy told him because Andy's again a liar and will say literally anything he can to make the money keep coming in. He'll do anything.
Anything to cover his ass too.
There's a reason why they call him retarded Phoenix is because he's really good at just slick talking and driving his way back into public favor by pretending. He pretends to be dumber than he is. He's actually quite cunning. The dumb shit's he is retarded, but like the dumb shit's alive as an act.
Because PPP is like Andy's done with Magic and Mascotis, but he knows. But I think PPP still talks to him too.
If someone gives you $20,000 plus for a weekend in Vegas, yes, you're going to be intertwined in their lives for a while.
Yeah.
That's just a given.
But it's crazy. Like, how did you find out about like all this stuff? And for people that don't know, do you think you can explain like what
the Vegas trip stuff?
Yeah, the Vegas trip stuff. And
somebody who was there told me about it. Somebody who went to the trip, Iron Wolfspear, who's in the chat, told me, like everything because he went. He sent me picture proof that he went. He was there and told me everything.
Would he like to call in and explain everything?
Oh, Iron, if you're listening, do you want to call in, dog?
Yeah, it's up to him. Like, I'm not gonna force him. But if you're listening, you want to call in, you can call in and spill all.
It's not super. It's not super in depth. It's not like you basically like they just did a bunch of blow and like Medicare Masochist overextended himself credit wise, was screaming on the phone with creditors, and Gorgoth lost his virginity to a black hooker, and Andy had to shake I think it was the ankles of the hooker or him to make him perform.
Did he also take?
Wait, hold on. So you tell me he had to shake this man down to get him to like release him?
Yeah, he was like making the movement. Like you know how they say it's like not the size of the boat but it's the motion of the ocean. Andy was the motion of the ocean there because I don't think Gorgoth could even get his penis inside of the hooker. I guess I don't really know. Well, you don't see too much of Gorgoth anymore. You don't hear too much about him. I wonder why. And the only reason why I told that about Gorgoth is because while I was doing this, he went in my chat and said he was praying for me.
Praying for you?
I'm praying for you, Gorgoth. What the fuck are you doing? He's like this Christian guy, super Christian, and like loves Jesus and all this stuff, but then like fucks hookers and loses his virginity. Is defiled. The virgin is spoiled by a black obese hooker in Vegas. That's not. I'm praying for you. And again, all he had to do was just keep his mouth shut. He couldn't. They can't help it. They cannot help it.
That's crazy, man.
And PPP stole the. Okay, so the nickname Kryler, I'll tell you where that came from too. I was on RV7 on IP2, and with Chicken Andy and JJ and all those people.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah, I was on the RV for like Oklahoma City to Austin. I was on for 2 weeks.
Dude, were you there when Ethan Ralph was on? Because Ethan Ralph. Yeah, Ethan Ralph. Were you there like when Ethan Ralph went to that the room with the girl and like they kicked him out after that?
No. That Ethan Ralph isn't involved with the IP2 RVs at all. He might have covered it, but I was on.
I'm thinking.
You might think of something else. They might be thinking of the.
Unleash Me Blade. Unleash Me Blade was on one of those RVs.
Blade wasn't. Blade was on it before I came around, so he left. He was on there for a few weeks, and then Oklahoma City Gucci's was on, and I met Gucci's and everything, and she left in Oklahoma City, and then I joined, and it was me, JJ Mondo, Tommy, and Chicken Andy. So what happened was I was in downtown, I think Dallas. It was the middle of winter in January, and someone sniped the stream and just smashed a carton of eggs on me from behind. And I complained that my only winter jacket I had was ruined, and then that's how I got the nickname. No, it wasn't ruined. I was able to wash it,
Yeah,
but I
still, it's like you want to be covered in eggs. in the cold.
Yeah, so that's how I got Kryler, is because I was slightly upset that I got egged in the middle of winter. So then PPP is using that to like push some kind of narrative that I'm complaining, and it's like, you don't even understand this, Ashton. Like, stay in your lane, fat boy. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, stay in your lane, dude. Like, don't come after me. Do not, because I'll post his asshole every day. Like actually, you know what? It's funny, the Kino Casino Twitter. I posted Ashton's asshole in the replies to a post where someone said that I was a simp or whatever, and I was simp for PPP. And I'm like, I don't give a shit about Ashton. I posted his asshole under the reply. I didn't post it on the timeline. And a few days after that, I also made fun of Josh Moon too for posting a retarded thing about the Super Bowl being a part of the Clarity plan. So it could have been any three of those people. That all happened with a brief span of time. The Andy Worski CP stream, Ashton's asshole, and then making fun of Josh Moon all happened with quick succession. So it could have been any of them, really.
I think it. Look, I have a theory. I think it's like Josh Moon, because that guy, like, he hates being called out. I've noticed that. Like,
He's very thin-skinned.
A lot of them do. Like Josh Moon, Andy
Josh Moon,
Worski, Gator.
well, Josh Moon literally has a whole like forum of like people. You know, like, you can't.
Well, he's the king, right? Yeah, he's the king of Shit Mountain. So like that makes him in a position where his own threat is still improving ground. So you do the math on that one, right? Like,
yeah, and they, you know, he did that shit during the blood sports days when he was still on there too. Like,
he goes on Kino Casino.
yeah.
Or did. I'm not sure if he still does, but like for a while, Kino Casino was like the Kiwi Farms approved show because Josh was on it. So
well, yeah, Josh Moon went on all the. I remember one time, like when Josh Moon was on there, like because this was like an emergency stream when the Makeda stuff happened. It seemed like Andy was so high that stream, like he didn't even know what they were talking about. It was PPP and Josh Moon carrying that whole show, while Worski was just sitting there coked out for a few hours.
Well, don't tease the fucking Negro.
Definitely.
Well, it's just annoying that PPP made a video like about what, like the damage is already done, dude. You're not gonna be able to fix this one. Like everyone knows now, like the Vegas shit, it's out there. And I have no skin in the game either. So why even attack me unless I'm over the fucking target? And that's what that tells me. The fact they had to make a video about me, I never seen it. I don't give a fuck.
Well,
but knowing that now means I was right over the target. Yeah, this is money ticket. This is meal ticket.
Yeah,
this is Kino Casino is Ashton's ticket to a sedentary lifestyle where he can make money sitting down doing nothing really, aside from yelling. Right. So it's like his dream right now. It's his dream to make passive income sitting down. And if I were him, I'd probably start filling out job applications.
Welcome to Kino Casino. I talk bad about Ethan Ralph and Nick.
Because he doesn't have, because clearly he's not going to be able to make shit on YouTube anymore. The thing with Joshua Moon, though, I think with him, he can't be on YouTube now. I think YouTube like permabanned him. That's why he's on Odyssey.
Probably, yeah. I mean, it's
like he used to be on.
He still has clippers. He still has multiple clippers that post mad internet clips. I don't know if he pays them or if they just do it on their own, but
he's on Kick too.
They just like
I just think it's ridiculous, man. I think it's fucking ridiculous. How do you fuck up an opportunity that bad, bro? Like, wait, oh my god, I'd pay to fucking be sitting here.
Huh? That right, Dan. Yeah, Dan's right. I mean, like, shit. I would love to get paid just to fucking sit there.
I thought you were talking about something else.
And be on YouTube, dog.
Well, it's a blessing and a curse. I don't know. It's just not feasible for long term, especially a younger guy like him. Not super young, but younger. So you need to start focusing on like the future.
The more juicier stuff about Worski, kinda.
Sure, yeah.
Like a lot of like Worski I want to ask you.
A lot of this is staging, yeah.
So do you know about the news article of him like admitting to like raping girls?
Whoa.
Drunk?
No, I don't know about that. I never heard about a news article about him. I have to see the article. I don't know about that.
I can give you a link and I'll give you like the article. Because I saw this like a month ago.
Should we show the article, or do you think we should refrain from that?
Oh god, I don't know.
You could probably I could probably see like Kyle's opinion on it.
Was it the stealthing thing?
Hold on, I'm still trying to find it.
Yeah, we should be very careful how we proceed.
Well, I mean, because like if it's not real, if it's like edited or whatnot, we got to be careful because I don't want to
Yeah, I mean,
destroy
I'm
this
fair.
video.
I'm not like a blind hater too. Like
No, I'm not
I'm
saying that you're a
fair. You know
blind
what I mean?
hater.
So if
I'm
it's
just
bullshit, I'd
saying
be
that
like, yeah, it's
from
crap.
my from our show's
Yeah.
perspective, it's like if it's not true or whatnot, I don't
Yeah, if it's
want.
not true, I'm not gonna run with it. Because even though I don't like Worsky, I'm not like
What
them.
article is it? Like, what
Saying
was it? A
shit.
reputable site? Like, is it what is
We
it?
send it to you.
Hold
Okay.
Oh, you sent it to him?
Yeah, Dryden, we're kind of getting off the questions here, and we're like 50 minutes in.
What do
I
you
don't
mean? Get
see
out
anything sent to me.
questions? I got more questions.
Oh wait, but I thought we were going on the article.
Oh yeah, we are like.
I'll just read it quietly while you ask a question. I'll just take a look. I don't have to we don't have to speak on it. I just like to see it just to make my own judgment call on it.
Yeah.
Dryden will have to send it to you. I think he's on his phone though right now.
Wait. Do you not have it?
No, you never sent it to me. You said you talked about it the
Oh,
last show. You never sent
hold
it
on,
to
hold
me.
on. Let me look for it then.
Because like I think like when Andy made the
I
joke
probably should have
about
showed you like before the
Nick
stream.
raping
That's not
his
bad.
children or whatever the fuck, like I don't do shit like that. If it's bullshit, I'm like yeah, Andy didn't do that, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's not like
Like
the worst person ever. He's just a piece of shit, you know. Like he's not like
Hold on.
Hitler
Let
or like
me.
Mussolini or Pol Pot, you know.
Yeah.
The
I
one
have a
thing I don't
question for
like.
you. Did Andy and Wicker ever get silver?
Andy and who?
Uh, Wicker Evans? Evans,
I
Wicker
don't
Evans?
I don't know who Wicker Evans is. I don't know anything about Silver.
Warsis. Warski. I don't fucking know these. Trying.
I don't know
Yeah.
that guy. I don't know anything about Silver. Did they get Silver?
No. They ever got silver.
Silver.
Like, stop drinking.
Oh no,
Sober,
dude, no, they're
sober.
not.
Oh
They're
god.
100% not. No, he hasn't been sober for as long as he says he is. I know for a fact up to like 7 months ago or so, he was in the server hot stoned on weed edibles. So that's not sober. That's on weed.
Yeah, I don't like when I see those two guys. Like always, like even the way that they communicate, like on the show, they look like they're amped up all the fucking time.
Yeah, the stream he did about Raven Rain, he was pumped up on something. He had C4 energy in a cup, ready to explain it away, but he was obviously amped up on something. I don't hopped up on goofballs.
Yeah, he was like hopped up on like
He couldn't
C4.
stop moving, you know, like
He just couldn't
oh
keep
god,
himself still.
and saying crazy shit
He
about
is
her. That
so yeah, like he is honestly like just so fucked.
you can,
There's
if you've
another
done
thing.
drugs and been around drugs like I have, you can smell it a mile away. I mean,
I've been around it my whole life, and
yeah,
also
you
I've
can see
smelled it.
somebody and spot their drug of choice within like 5 minutes of meeting them. Usually, like
Yeah,
okay,
like
yeah,
when I watch Kino Casino, like Andy looks fucking just messed up like all the time. Like,
his eye sockets are yellow.
dude. Not only that, but like he's always like, oh, this and that. I'm like, dude, what? Like, you're not like amped up like a normal
He
person.
wasn't
You're
like
amped up
down
like a
twisted, mine. That's
troll.
for goddamn sure.
Yeah, like I went back and I watched Twisted, and I'm like, when I watched like modern Kino Casino, what the fuck, man? The twist of like mind.
Exactly, no pun intended, but that's one of the problems too. Is like it's just fake and gay. Like he's fake and gay now.
Hold on. I'm
Yeah, and then like
still
look
trying
at
to find
you. You're in a
it.
better position than you were back in Twisted. You look
Yeah,
healthy, and he
yeah.
looks fucked up.
Thank you. Yeah, I look better, and I lost
I
like a lot of weight after my girlfriend passed away. I couldn't eat. Like
I
I didn't
talked
eat for like
to
weeks.
one of my friends named Colin named Shaman, and he's like had struggled with addictions as well, like Worski, and he's like, yeah, Worski is not sober. He looks as more fucked up as he did in the OG Worski days. That's what
He
he
looks
told me.
worse. He looks like he's dying, or like organ
Oh
failure. Like
yeah,
the
he
yellow eye
does.
sockets is not normal. I'm assuming
He
the
got a
reason why
brain
they're taking a
failure
long break.
too.
Yeah, his brain's fucking broken, but one
Yeah,
of the
but
reasons
yeah.
why they're having this long ass break is maybe he went into rehab again. Because last time his dad made him go to I know his dad made him go to rehab one time.
He's probably in rehab right now, or they're
That's what I
probably.
mean. Like every time they do this shit, it's either to have a bad fiasco blow over, and it's not a good tactic because you're just losing ground. You're on the back foot now. Or there was a time earlier, like I think in the springtime, I want to say they would. If there was a time when Kino Casino went on an extended break last year in spring or so, or maybe late winter in 2024, I believe that's when it was. Andy got on a coke bender after Vegas, and then was so high that he was convinced he was going on Joe Rogan because he knows Joe Matarese, and he was telling people he was going on Joe Rogan, like he was in like psychosis or some shit. And then they made him go to rehab then. So he was on coke then. Also, Iron Wolf Spear is in the waiting to call section if you guys want to bring
Yeah, I
Iron
was
on.
gonna mention
let's
that.
bring
I was
him
gonna
on.
mention that.
Yeah, hang on 1 second. Let me drag him in. Or Cyber, can you drag him in, please?
All right.
Yeah, we'll get him in.
Because me and Iron in here, we'll tag team this shit. We'll give you the whole shit.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to know.
Because Iron was there for all of it too. Most of I should be careful where I point my hand, but Iron.
Yeah.
Hey.
Welcome to Ravencast, man. Glad to have you on, man. It's awesome. It's an honor, man. It's an honor to have another guest on here.
This reminds me of old IBS. Whenever you just have a panel on people.
Yes. Oh my god. You know what? Before we get into the meat and potatoes with Iron, I want to say, man, it's crazy to me how like 2020 is like 5 years ago now. Like,
yep.
This
Oh,
is the mark.
wow.
Like, I was a junior in high school, and I got addicted with the internet shit because I had nothing to do but just like sit there on my computer and watch like YouTube videos and whatnot. And that's when I got into the whole Kino Casino and the Lil Cow shit.
So you're pretty green behind the ears, then. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Iron, what's up, dude? Long time no see, man.
Yeah, no, I just just been working and shit, and
Same,
I got a lot going on. But I heard, you heard you on. I heard somebody was like, "Oh, I should hop on." So I was like, why not?"
Yeah, that was my host Trident. I'm his co-host, right? So like, he's kind of like Andy. This bad analogy. He's like the Andy, and I'm like his like partner,
Yeah, co-streamer. I get it. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. I'm pretty new. This is like my second stream doing.
Oh, congratulations, man.
Yeah, I ran a couple of YouTube channels, tried some startups, Well, anyways, let's hear it, Iron. What do you got about all this?
Well, I mean, if you guys want to ask questions,
Hey, Iron, was there any gaps in what I said? Was like, do you want to fill in anything in what I said, or want to add to what I said earlier?
Well, I heard about the drug thing. Yeah, he was on drugs. He
there
was
you go.
100% on drugs. Like
Iron knows that one.
The funny thing was back. Remember, Kryler, when there was still like 20 people or so?
Yeah.
Like because at some point it got to like 10 people were left, and then those were like the people that we mostly know.
Yeah.
But when there were still like 20 people around the Discord, like he would tell us when he started making money on Kino Casino when it first started. He's like, I'm only doing it like once a month. I did a little bit of coke when I got back from Portugal. I mean, it's not serious, guys. It's not. And then we all were like, kind of
it's only just cocaine, right?
And he's like,
I do remember that he had mentioned casual. Now that you mentioned it, he had mentioned like casual cocaine usage, and we were all just kind of like, okay. And only thing I said was like, as long as you know when the party's over. Because if you don't know when the party's over,
I remember you saying that, and a lot of people were kind of the same mindset, like, because he was like proud of quote unquote being sober before that, and I don't even know how long he was sober before that, if he even was.
2 seconds.
Let's be honest, Iron. It probably wasn't that long.
So
like,
Iron,
yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, so like you knew Kyle, and you knew the whole Andy Worsky thing around like. Was this around 2020, or do you know?
So I'll tell a little bit about me, right? I knew about these guys before 2020, and I think I started involving myself, like calling into shows, like to Ralph's show, donating to other people's show, like calling into Ghost Show, Kyler's, Andy's show. I already knew about them before that. I've been watching them since like when Andy had a YouTube channel, like whatever the fuck it was called back in those days when he would go after the libs or whatever. So I knew about these guys, but I only started getting involved around 2019. And I wasn't a watcher anymore. Like, yeah. So it's been 5 years. It's crazy.
Crazy, man.
But I started getting to know the people in the community. I love to laugh at funny shit. I don't care who it is.
Yeah, man. man. I mean,
and
they're
I
kind of
was
funny. There was some funny shit going on. 20.
yeah, no, it was funny. Like you would watch the show Twisted Mind. I was like, I was even in a few episodes, like doing stupid shit, like 4 a.m, like in the streets of New York.
Yeah, we would have all kinds of crazy shit. People would phone in and all that, and Iron was a fixture, I would say, of the show. Like he was always around. We had him on. He was,
Like I remember during like the late summer one night, I jumped in the pool. I got drunk at like 4 a.m. wearing like a medieval outfit, and then I went to the deli talking to some Arabs about the Jews and shit.
Got a bacon, egg, and cheese.
I got a bacon, egg, and cheese at like 5:30 in the morning, half soaked. And I had a
question to ask you.
Yeah.
What did the Jewish people say when you walked in there? Were they like?
No, the delis are owned by the Arabs in New York. They're not owned by the Jews, unless you go to Brooklyn. But I'm not from Brooklyn. Fuck Brooklyn. But no, okay. So like, I've been friends with these guys for a while. I've known about them. I started, after the show ended, like Kyler said earlier, like it was just for the homies.
Yeah,
the
so
Patreon thing.
Y'all
Yeah. And any small like criticism to like Andy or anything like that, like people started like disappearing and shit. And whatever. It was like at some point it started getting weird. And before the quote unquote trip, the Vegas trip, like we already knew he was doing drugs. He told us. And like the weed thing, he was probably doing weed the whole time. He never was sober off of weed. I don't think he was ever sober off of weed.
Dude, he was not, man. Especially back
To
then.
be fair, I'm not sober off of weed right now, so I can relate.
And I
to
don't
that
think weed's
point.
bad. I don't think weed's bad. If you want to do it, you want to do it. I drink alcohol like on occasion.
Yeah,
but like
you gotta know when the party's over.
I mean, I don't care. Honestly, I don't care about Andy doing drugs. I only care when he like makes fun of Ricada and Ralph for doing.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It is hypocritical. It is utterly a
100%.
lie. It's a lie to their. When Andy does that sobriety bait shit for whale donos, like it's disgusting because he's tricking people. It's not true.
I went on a whole tangent in our last episode of Ravencast, Iron. I was like, these guys are fucking going after somebody for like Ethan Ralph. They're trying to go after Ethan Ralph for silvering up, right? Or we're trying to go to rehab, and yet these fuckers look like that they're both. These guys look like they're both fucking gone. Like you got Gluttony on the fucking corner, and then you got like skinny Coke looking dude.
Yeah, no, and it's like, for me, like I was after the Vegas trip, I immediately distanced myself. But I was like, look, the drama didn't happen yet that Kyler also was talking about with Liana. Like I just distanced myself. I still talk to some of the people that were like in that video when we were talking about it on Kyler's stream originally. But like I was like, listen, I don't feel comfortable really being friends with Andy or the like Medicare. I was never friends with Medicare. Nobody actually liked them on the server.
Yes, that's a good point. Nobody liked him.
Yeah, nobody. The funny thing was when we first were introduced to him, Andy came in the call before he brought him in and said, "This guy is coming on. He's a little weird, but he donates a lot to the show." Those were his exact.
It's just money.
This, right?
Yes. And by the way,
Jim got on.
Jim?
Oh yeah, it's Mr. Medicare.
Medicare Masochist was the whale donator.
No, yeah. He's the pedophile guy. He's
you can see that he's
the guy that wanted to molest his own like infant.
Well, here's the thing about Medicare Masochist that makes no sense is that he has a confusing name, and it's almost like he just picked things that make no like are remotely involved because you were just confused by it just now. It's like, oh, Mr. Medicare, Jim. No, Medicare Masochist was the whale donator, and he would have nonsensical names like that would have like 2 words. So Medicare Masochist is a nonsensical name that proves that he doesn't even know what the fuck's going on. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? That's what I'm asking, right?
Yeah. And then when he initially got doxxed by Andy, he changed his name to another 2-word name or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, and it was also nonsensical. Yes, Casino Tolerator or something like that.
Yeah, Casino Tolerator. Yeah. There you go.
That's Medicare Masochist.
But that's how we were introduced to him, and a lot of us, like, we were immediately put off because
we played Project Zomboid with him. It was gay.
Oh my god, dude! You should have. If you were there for the poker game, the friendly poker game, I pressed this guy. This is the funny thing. This guy's like 6'4" or 6'3", but he's a bitch. So he was acting like a faggot.
Remind me of somebody else we know.
Can I say that? I'm sorry. Can I say that?
I yelled over it. No one heard it. But I would say, how long has this stream been going on for?
An hour.
You can say F slur now. It seems like the rule is like pass the first. Just don't drop it heavy.
I'll just be more better with that. Anyways, I won't say anything.
Question, Iron.
Yeah.
So were you on the Vegas Strip with them?
Wait, what was that?
Did you go to the Vegas Strip with them?
Okay, so there's like apparently like 5. I'm only aware of like 2 or 3 trips, but apparently there was 5. I only went on 1.
But the trip you said you weren't really like. You said you weren't really liking it.
Okay, so this is what happened. It was fun until we had to get Ashton, right? Because Ashton, like, he could not walk more than like 2 minutes without being out of breath.
Oh.
So after, like, he showed up like on the 2nd or 3rd day because I went there a day before before everybody else met up. Yeah. So we were having fun. And but like after the 3rd day when Ashton showed up, we couldn't really go anywhere unless we left them in the hotel room, and we did. Like a few times, like the only time he would go out was to do more betting or to eat.
Cass Iron in the chat wants Kyler to come to the Pod Awful VC after the stream.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. All right, I'll come in.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, Jesse's cool. Jesse's cool. I know Jesse.
Yeah,
I guess you could just DM me.
I guess Pod Awful's watching the stream.
I guess.
Probably, yeah.
If that is Pod Awful, he could just DM me. I don't know. Whatever.
No, it's not Pod Awful himself.
That's Cast Iron's a homie. He's on Twitter. He's a homie.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought that was Jesse.
Wait, what's going on?
We're gonna hang out with some Pod Awful people after the show, probably.
Yeah. All right.
Anyways, but like, so after we had fun, but I drank too much after like the first 2-3 days.
Oh god!
Like I drank like a lot more than I'm used to, but I was on vacation, so of course I'm not driving half the time.
So
and I got so sick that like after the third day, I couldn't really hang out as much. I didn't get to go to the club where the meetup happened between them and the black hookers until they brought them. Yeah. Dude. Yes.
Did you get like did you get a pretty black hooker when they came to the motel?
No, dude.
No.
Look, dude, listen.
Did PPP get any action?
No. First of all, this is the fucked up part, right? So I thought we talked about it on the Kryler stream about this, but there was 3 rooms, right? Me and the one other guy that did not participate in that. We had our own room because we're already cool with each other before even meeting Andy, right? We already knew each other before I met Andy.
So you were just like,
So I knew this guy like as soon as I started getting involved in the community. But anyways, so I was sick in that room. I'm just literally laying there. PPP didn't even go to the club. He was in the living room the whole time. I didn't know that. He was in the other room. So he was there. He didn't I guess he was too fat to go to the club or whatever. So when they're coming in, like they text me, oh, they're coming in. So I'm like, oh, let me go get the door because they're probably fucking shit faced. And I wanted to ask them, like, how did it go? Like, did you guys, wanted to see if they brought anybody or tell me anything happened. I opened the door and I'm like, oh shit, like we're getting robbed. That was my first thought. I'm like, dude, we're getting robbed. Oh fuck. We're in the Bellagio. We're like in the suite and everything. I'm like, oh no, there's these 2 black guys, and I'm like, oh wait, they're black chicks.
Oh.
And I'm like these chicks were taller than me by like 7 inches. Had one of them had bigger shoulders than me, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Do they have like a deep man voice?
No, no, they had a they had a typical
masculine black woman.
They had a typical Shaniqua voice. Have you ever seen one freak out at a store? You know what she sounds like. Yeah.
So it's kind of like yo, my boys is crazy. 6, maybe 7.
So I immediately go running. I didn't run, but I walked back to the room And then the other guy that did not involve, he immediately came back and he's like, dude, I'm like, you don't want to go out there again. So I was like, what's happening? Are they gonna fuck? I'm like, who are they? Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, I thought we were base. Like, why? Like, after all the shit that was said, like in that week about certain things and certain groups of people and shit, like so much fun happened, and I'm like, who did this? Whose fault is? And of course, it was Medicare Massacre's fault. That guy he's the reason why those black hookers were there. And no, don't get me wrong. Andy Worski and those guys participated, obviously on his dime, on Medicare Massacre's dime. So they were too.
The pussy is comped at Kino Casino, guys.
Yeah, so like, so under normal circumstance, like he wouldn't have like probably done that because he wouldn't have paid for that. Unless it was free, and it was free, so of course he fucking did. He's a fucking.
Was he dating Liana at the time? Because I heard rumors he was dating Liana at the time.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll tell you a quick story. Because so at the beginning of the fucking week, before PPP showed up, Andy was there, and we hear Andy. Andy slept in the middle room, and then it was just me, Renig, and then Ashton. Medicare Massacres had his own room. Me and Renig had our own room, and then Andy was sleeping in the middle, like the living area, and whatever. At 6 a.m, right? We haven't even done any hardcore partying yet. We're like, this is like the first night or whatever when we get to that hotel, because I was already there a day before. So the first night we get there, we're like, okay, we're gonna get some rest. We're gonna go fucking party the next day. 6 a.m, I hear yelling. And then Renig hears yelling, and I'm like, "What the fuck's going on?" Like,
you don't want to hear that in a motel,
dude. At 6 a.m, I hear like screaming, and Kryler knows how he screams. Like it's almost inaudible.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it was because we were through a wall and a door. So I'm like, "What the fuck's going on? Like, are they like is Medicare Massacres raping Andy? Is Andy raping Medicare Massacres? Like, I'm scared.
Who knows?"
So I creeped. So I creaked the door open, and I actually grabbed something to hit, like to start swinging if something was going down. And Renig was like, "What's going on?" I'm like, I don't know. You hear that? He's like, "Yeah." So we open the door, and it's Andy on the phone at 6 a.m, arguing with Liana, crying,
why is he
saying, "Okay." So apparently Liana was doing a podcast, and then when Liana found out that Andy was in Vegas with like us, the boys, she was like, "I'm going on this guy's podcast and I might suck his dick." Like she said that. And then he was crying and he was saying, "I love her." So whoever this podcast guy was, whoever I don't know Liana's shit, but apparently she does go on shows or like internet drama shows. So Andy was like, "I don't want you hanging out with him. I don't want you doing it." And then they were arguing back and forth, and then Liana thought Andy was going to cheat, which he did. So obviously she's going to cheat. So they were both like arguing about who's cheating, even though they both cheated, I guess.
I'm going to be completely honest with you though too, man. It's like, if you're already going on this trip and your girlfriend finds out about it, I think it's kind of fair enough if she gets dick from another guy, you know?
Well, I mean, listen, that's their business. But the funny thing was, I did talk to Liana on the phone. Because I asked Andy, "Are you okay?" Like, I thought maybe one of his family members died. I didn't even know it was Liana. I'm so like, basically, "Are you okay? Like, what's wrong?"
Wait. It was that bad? You thought one of his family members died?
Yes, he was screaming at 6 a.m. Who? You think I'm gonna think it's about some e-girl?
That's what I mean. Australia? Like, I really want to drive home how extreme that is.
Like, I knew this guy, so I'm like, oh, maybe his grandma or his mom is sick or something. I don't know. I thought something happened.
Sick, not his girlfriend. Like,
yeah,
wants to fuck another dude because
and then I'm like, I talked to him and I'm like, "Are you good?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm good." He immediately stops. And then I talked to Liana. I'm like, "Oh, hey, Liana." He's like, "Oh, it's Iron. It's Iron." I'm like, "Yeah, it's me. Hey, what's everything cool?" She's like, "Yeah, no, never mind." And I'm like, "All right, I'm going back in the room. Back in the room." He did keep talking to her for like another 10 minutes, and then it stopped. And then we were like, and then me and Reedig were like, "Dude, this might be a rough week." And that was like day one. That was day 2, night 1 of like the fucking week we had.
So
Yeah, so that was
This
crazy.
some G person said no one left the Discord has any leaks, not even a screenshot. They're asking for like leaks, but wasn't a lot of this in person though?
Yes. Like
Yeah,
there.
so
Look,
how
They
so
can
were
we
in
have
meat
leaks?
space. They were
like,
literally
okay, like
in
so.
flesh.
Let me nip this in the bud. If anybody was expecting me to go take pictures of black hookers being fucked by people I thought were my friends, you think I was gonna do that? That's
Yeah, because
illegal.
well,
But
That
that's
is
like
if they're your
illegal. That's
friends, why would you
offensive.
post the incriminating?
yes,
Like, why would you save
I was
incriminating
disgusted.
evidence?
I was disgusted. I was about to leave the hotel, and me and Renee were like, "Dude, let's go get another room. Let's leave the hotel. Let's go somewhere." Like, I'm done. I'm done. This is fucking retarded. What the fuck is wrong with them?
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, you're in Vegas. People, it's the Sin City. I'm not judging them for what they did. I'm just judging them for who they did it to.
And you did not know
And
that
I'm
they were gonna get the hookers. You were because like you had no aware of that.
no.
Yeah,
I was not at the club. I didn't go to the club because I was throwing up. Like I literally was sick. Like I got sick from all the alcohol and I just partied too much. I'm not used to drinking a bottle a day like that. Like in the second day, I was like, my body was like, no. Like usually, if I'm partying or hanging out with friends, Kyler's seen me drunk.
You've
But
seen
like I was,
Twisted Mind.
yeah, you see Twisted, but like, will I ever really? Like,
You've
have you
seen
ever
me
seen
drunk a lot.
I'll drink like me normally. I'm not.
You don't get trashed. You get
I don't get
tipsy,
trashed like
and you
that.
don't. You get
I've only
tipsy and
been
silly. You
drunk
don't
on
get
stream
like.
once.
Yes, yeah. I'll drink like a quarter bottle or maybe almost half. I wouldn't.
You
But
you
when I
know
was
when
in
to
Vegas,
stop. You know when
yes.
you're like, okay, I'm drunk enough. I'm just gonna chill on it. I don't know how to do. That's why I don't drink anymore, really, because I don't know that.
Well, I don't blame you. But those first 2
Again,
days,
you've
I
seen
literally
Twisted
drank.
Mind, so the evidence
Yeah.
speaks for
So the
itself.
first 2 days, I drank the equivalent of one bottle a day, like within 10 hours, and then like the next day another bottle, and it was like whiskey or rum.
Oh no.
So I mean, like, so I'm like, rum I can handle, and whiskey, I guess the whiskey fucked me up, and then both days for
Now,
like
the
it
hotel
fucked
you
me
guys
up.
were staying at, were you in like one of those like casino hotels where like you go
Yeah,
down
the
and there's, like,
Bellagio. It was
food?
called the
Oh,
Bellagio.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude. Yeah,
it was sick.
that sounds like I mean, the trip sounds fun for the most part. Besides having to like comfort your friend during his like.
Can you imagine how
Yeah.
horrifying it'd be having a fun weekend in Vegas or week in Vegas with the bros? This insane guy is comping everything, and then like everything's going fine. Maybe there's a little bit of turbulence. Maybe the phone call with Liana's kind of weird, but it's Liana Taylor. Go fucking figure on that one. Why is Andy dating her? Why? And then that happens.
Yeah.
Could you imagine like the just the disconnect I would have? I'd be like, this
Silver
the trip
Knight's
is ruined
volume's
now.
very low. Silver, you gotta turn up your volume. Apparently, it's low.
I
All right.
can't fix that. It's like my computer's having an issue.
It
No,
might
that's
be your.
fine.
I can hear you
I can hear you
fine.
personally on
It
my
might
end.
be for.
Very
It might
fine.
be your. Is that the? Are you streaming it? Are you the one streaming?
He's using, dude, Iron. He's using Prism to stream on desktop.
Oh, that's why I don't know. OBS.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know about that one.
OBS.
But I'm looking at Prism right now. You might just boost your own microphone and Prism up with the slider.
Yeah, you might have to do that.
I'm trying.
So
to do
wait,
that.
our audio is good, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I heard the rest of you fine.
Alright,
Why
cool.
it's
The
so
whole time
low.
I was watching. But
Good,
yeah,
good.
so like, but Kyler's right. So like, some weird thing happened. Then the next day would be chill. The next day, and then some weird thing would happen, and then the next day, and then at the end of the week, like the fuck.
Hang on, is it better? Is it better now? Hello?
Yeah,
it's
you're good.
better.
You were always good for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably just his end because you're going good. You're going good on my end, really fine.
Yeah, that's weird. Hang on, let me go on the stream and see.
But you're good. You're good. Anyways,
On our end, at least, yeah.
y'all can finish your.
And by the
what
way,
y'all
the
saying.
guy asking about that Discord's gone. I think the guy Andy or because Andy was the one that owned it. I think they nuked it. Like, or
Well, I
Don't
made
they
it.
still
Go ahead.
Don't they still have a Kino Casino server?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. If they do, they don't advertise it openly.
Yeah.
No, because I know they have a server with like Jaden McNeil, Gabe Hoffman, and people in there.
Really?
No, so I was never in
Gabe
that one.
Yeah,
Hoffman's in
because
there?
because in the election stream, Jaden, Gabe Hoffman, they're all on the server on that stream. So that's how I know they have a
Wait.
server with
What
all
was
of
it
them
called?
in
What
it.
was it called?
I don't know the server name. I just know they were in the voice chat, and it was like a Discord server voice chat.
Okay.
Okay.
The channel was called On Air.
Okay, wait, hold up. Okay, so I think I know what you're talking about. Let me clear that up. No, so there is a during the early days of Kino Casino, they made a separate Discord. I was in it because I was on the show one day. It's called Kino Casino. There's only but it's like a dead server. They don't use it anymore because I think they actually left it. So
so they probably have another one then because they have one with
there's a new one.
Jaden and Gabe Hoffman in it.
Their connection to Gabe Hoffman's very.
I want to say something about Jaden.
There's one thing I want to ask you, both you and Ian, since this happened around the Vegas trip. What was the whole thing of PPP and Borsky making Jaden cry his eyes out?
Okay, so before I went on whatever trip number it was, Andy bragged during the trip and making jokes about like Jaden because he went on Ralph's stream or something, and that,
I remember that.
he called them and basically was on tears on the phone with Andy and PPP and Jaden, like saying, "I'm sorry."
No, Jaden McNeil, that's their friend.
Jaden McNeil is Nick Fuentes' former best friend.
Oh, you're not talking about Jaden, like the one that okay.
No, all right, let him finish.
Sorry.
So I like most of us that were in Kino Casino or the Twisted Mind, like none of us really cared about Jaden, like because he was like Nick Fuentes' like bottom boyfriend or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
So I know that he went over there to the house, and but after the house, I guess they got paranoid because he went on Ralph's show, and they probably were panicking, thinking they're gonna get doxxed. That was the main thing. They were scared to get doxxed by everybody, even though nobody doxxed them, because like I wasn't the piece of shit. There were 6 months before they left Vegas or Nevada, whatever. Before, like any of us could have doxed them, and we didn't because we're not about that shit, dude. Like a lot of us thought we were just friends hanging out. That's it. Like he's the one that started the shit. The only reason I even said any of this is because what he said to Kryler. And I was like, and I'm like, you know what? Like I was friends with like Putrid too, because she got brought into the Twisted Mind server. So I was like, you know what? That's a low blow. Like they joked about me. PPP made a video about me, whatever, saying, "Oh, some Mexican." First of all, I'm not Mexican, but even if I was, whatever. But he was like saying, "Oh, you're gonna believe him," or what's fun? Like I'm like, PPP, like you're the one to talk. You're the one showing your asshole on stream. Like everybody's like, come on, people know.
Well, did he do it? Apparently, he did it in front of children too.
What?
Well, I mean that might be gilding the lily a little bit. Is it possible?
Apparently, he did it like in a protesting thing, though. That's what I heard.
He was mad about Stream.me, I think, leaderboard and payment system and the politics involved in that, because Stream.me had a leaderboard that you would get paid from the site on for being on, and for a while he was on it, and then other bigger streamers moved on to Stream.me because of their lax policies and rules, and then they eventually got bumped off the leaderboard. It became this whole drama thing with this guy Kitty Styles and other people involved too, Dispatch, Xander, all those people. I think like he just got drunk one night and spread his butthole open on stream. I protest the notion that he did it in front of children because I don't know what child would watch People's Populous Press on streaming.
No, apparently he did it.
He barely had any viewers.
He showed it in like a protest, like in a protesting like rally as well.
Hang on.
He was drunk.
That join in here called Kill
Casino. Yeah.
Yo, what's up? Kill Kino Casino. My man.
What's up, dude?
Oh, y'all know this guy?
My man.
Yeah, I know.
I think I know who this is. You're the one.
Yeah, I've DM'd you.
Okay,
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Welcome to Raven. Welcome on the Raven.
Well, so I missed. I don't know what exactly all y'all been talking about. I just saw Raven's DM. So I pretty much just tuned in.
Yeah, we were talking about like, the whole
mostly
Vegas stuff and all, like,
stuff you probably already know.
Yeah.
Well,
Ravencast, we talked about them last episode. That's kind of led into this, and like we got Andy Worski so mad at us that he had a.
Oh yeah, he saw that. 'Cause you liked a few of my tweets where Andy Worski was like blocking and trying to like say like it didn't happen.
Wait, are you talking about just now or before?
No, this was like the other day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Worski blocked me a week or two ago.
Yeah, I saw that like recently as well, that he blocked you.
It's funny because PPP blocked me first. Obviously, Worski knew about me, but I think because I had done the Raven show, Worski was trying to pretend that He did, and I never once added them. I followed PPP, but I didn't follow Worski because I wanted to see like when I was on their radar.
He hasn't blocked me yet, surprisingly. I don't know why.
But he hasn't blocked you, but he's blocked me immediately after the
Ashton
stream.
Andy's blocked me, but PPP has not blocked me
No,
yet.
Ashton hasn't blocked me, but after that stream I did with Kryler, he blocked me immediately when it was over.
He might block me after this stream. He might be watching right now.
They're such pussies, man. They're such fags.
You won't find me on Twitter. I will at you until you see this shit. Look, I don't care.
I'm not scared of no Kino Casino either. They're not really scary.
I'm not scared of you guys. Like, you may have a somewhat bigger following than us, but but we're not scared. We'll talk about you and Milky.
Have you seen who watches that show? It's all like they're on Predator
literally all pedophiles.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, it's like every single time one of them gets exposed, they're always a pedophile. Like always, it's
every
crazy.
single time.
Oh, Kyla, I got something to ask you. It just popped up.
Sure.
Were you still talking to Andy Worski when that whole thing happened where one of their fans got exposed on Alex Rosen?
Yeah, they didn't talk about it too much. They laughed about it privately, but they didn't talk about it too much. And I was like, it was right after the bad thing happened to me, and I really didn't give a fuck at the time. Like, I knew it happened, but I'm like, okay, well, what are the chances? Like, I guess I coped internally by being like, okay, this one guy happens to watch internet shit, is terminally online, and also is messaging minors. Like, okay, it's bound to happen to any show. I'm sure a pedophile watches.
Yeah, it was funny because
after that happened though,
to blame Ethan Ralph, which was funny. Like, oh, this is a Kill Street fan. This is a KK.
Yeah, they're retarded. They just pivot and spin. It's classic like dirty media tactics or whatever. But it's like, okay, that one isolated incident to me happened where a predator poacher guy got busted and happened to watch a lot of internet content that's niche. Okay, not shocking. But then it keeps happening over and over and make a mask of this guy. Who else? I mean,
Dr. Barlow's Trigger Point, like all these guys. Trigger Point's a big like lolicon guy.
Really?
He's like this gross looking Mexican dude. Dr. Barlow's. Dr. Barlow's is this Mexican dude that was in Shadman's replies.
And let's not mention, let's also not forget Andy Worski did sweep for Gator as well, because he was like, every VTuber is better than Ralph.
Gator. I don't know why anybody defended Gator back in the day. Gator was so fucking unhinged, and he still is to this day. Like, I don't know if you guys remember when Gator. Well, I get this confused all the time. It was either Gator or it was somebody else, but they were like fighting with some like somebody like a bar or something like that. Because they refused to wear their face masks. The guy got an altercation.
Oh, was it during Knoxville when he was wearing the luchador mask all the time to hide his identity?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
No, okay.
Well, Ralph made him wear that mask because he was so embarrassed because Gator's like a fat loser.
Yeah.
You know who the cool person was
to wear the mask.
I miss Zidane. Zidane was the only cool person. Like besides that, like I don't know what happened to him, but I do miss. I don't think anything bad came out about him. I think he just dipped out when the timing was right. But I miss Zidane a lot.
I think Zidane definitely probably did the right decision.
He had a big boy career, I think, besides the internet stuff. So he was more focused on that and just dipped out when it got too hot, so to speak. But Gator, I'd lost a lot of respect for him over time, just chip by chip, because again, I was a kill stream guy too, and Gator, I never really looked into him that much. I didn't really know much about him. I just knew him as the nerdy guy on the kill stream. So I hear all this stuff. I see now he's like into VTuber shit and like playing the Final Fantasy VII remaster, remake, whatever, and it's garbage. I don't know.
I just remember like the era of Gator where like he was bringing people on. It's like 2020. He's bringing people on. He's getting really political for some reason about Trump. Like he just became like the massive and he started looking like what's his face? What's his face? The fucking Tiger King guy. He looks like the Tiger King guy.
He kind of does. Yeah.
Joe Exotic.
Looks like Joe Exotic.
Yeah, Gator looked
I don't know about
Exotic.
that.
Well, Gator, I mean, That's an insult to Joe Exotic. I mean, Gator is so fat. He's such a loser, dude. I mean,
he's very uninteresting too. Let's get to the other interesting topics. What? Okay, so Kill Kino Casino.
well,
What?
can
ahead.
y'all get into the Discord? Because like to me, the holy grail of Andy Worski is like what's going on in his Discords. What in the fuck?
He goes in there and he has like all these pedo pay pigs.
I
So
would
what's been going
pay
like what goes on in the
anything
Discord?
to get the Discord logs. I mean, how many Discords does he have? Like,
There were like
who
at least
is all in
3.
these Discords?
Because at the end of it, I made a last one because I'm involved with $1 Million Extreme too, and like back in the day, the group was called Guy Heaven, and Guy Heaven is like. I'm not gonna get into it, but they influenced stuff during Fish Tank. Jimmy was a Guy Heaven plant. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Like Jimmy was a plant from Guy Heaven, and I'm in deep with Guy Heaven, and so I was trying to like bridge 2 friend groups together. If Guy Heaven, like a few guys, from there, because it's a reference to a Sam Hyde skit where a gym was called Guy Heaven, and that's what we called the group. And so I was gonna bridge 2 gaps there, and like that's where I hung out. I'm like, this is where you'll find me. So they would come in there and hang out, and I would be in the other Discord still, but I wouldn't hang out on that one because it was like Liana's text chats were in there, and she was annoying to be around. She was grating. It was a drain for her to be in the presence of anybody. So
Okay,
I know for a fact that most of them are new.
Caps of her like being crazy.
I
So
know.
is
The thing
this
is, too-
Worski's personal Discord, or is this like how many Discords did y'all have where Worski was involved? Like, did he have his private, like, this is like the inner circle
Yeah,
Discord?
it was
like,
Twisted Mind for a while. That was like the main home base. He may have had a secret one without me, but the one I was involved in was just the Twisted Mind Patreon
Okay, so
one. That got
let me shed
converted
some
into-
light. So after the Vegas trip, right? They knew me particularly because I made it obvious. I was like, I'm not talking to certain people anymore. So there was some people telling me that they made besides Twisted Mind, Kyler, there was like a Discord, and then every time Liana caused a problem, another Discord was made just to get away from her. And then another Discord was made because they didn't trust this guy now because he was still cool with me. Then another Discord was made, and then by the end of it, there was only like 4 people, and they were like the fags. Sorry, the retards, the idiots.
Yes, men, simp, idiots.
Yes, yeah. So like the guy Gorgov, right? The guy
That's
Gorgov, the guy.
oh my
the guy
god!
that said, by the way, so Gorgov
Is he still around?
Wait, listen, Kyler.
Okay,
So during
sorry,
your
guys.
stream, when you were talking about what happened, Gorgov's like, "I'm praying for you, man." And all that. He was saying this shit.
And that's the moment, that's the moment where I'm like, okay, Gorgoth, you're delusional is gloves off. Like, you're praying for me? Like, dog, I'm not
Like,
the one
pray
that got
for
my
yourself,
virginity.
bro.
Yeah, I'm not the one that got. I mean, I'm not even gonna say it because, like, I am a Christian, so I'm not gonna remove the mote from his eye when I have a plank in mine, certainly. But I'm gonna point out that he was the person that was deflowered by a large black African hooker.
Yeah. And,
That's not me.
But it's like, dude, that's kind of sad in my opinion. The fact that you had to like go to a hooker. That's what Christian had to do. I don't know if y'all know about the locale shit, but that's what Christian did.
No, man, you're talking to a guy that was reading the front page of Encyclopedia Dramatica in 2007 when it was first featured in October.
Kyler's an old head.
Yeah, I've been around the. You can find edits I made on Encyclopedia
Let me
Dramatica.
ask. So Iron, were you around? Because recently we dug up a clip. Kyler, you've already commented on this where Joey Beezer. This was during the Raven stream where he was going off. Now, Joey Beezer is Psycho Gun Gear, so he talked about purchasing a mic from. He purchased a mic from Twisted Mind that y'all sold for like $2,000, and they were talking about how y'all were having basically like a private bidding war. So like, can you shed some light on this? Were you around Iron during this time?
No, so I heard about it after the fact. Like I was around, but I didn't watch, dude. Like this was during the time when
this was like early, right? This was a long time ago.
It wasn't just early. Right? Like at this time, I knew these guys, but I was like working under my father's business. I was working like 50 hours a week. So I barely had time to watch any stream, but I knew about it. I just wasn't around like how.
So when did you come on board, Iron? Like during Kino Casino and that started?
Okay, no. So near the end of Twisted Mind is when I started dipping my toe, I guess, quote unquote, speaking and on mic, on show. Because like people, I always used to just donate before, but I didn't call in until like 7, 8 months, maybe 6, the latest, like before the Twisted Mind ended.
Question. So when Twisted Mind ended, you called in, and then you became part of the group. Did it take you like a while for them to trust you to be part of their little group?
No, I mean, ask Kryler that, because it's like I just came in. I mean, I never.
He was the homie. He wasn't like.
I never snaked anybody. I never snaked anybody. I never doxed anybody. I never even threatened. Like, I was cool with a lot of the people in there.
That's why you're here right now, because you're a real nigga.
Like the people that Andy, like these people, like they used to watch Andy's show.
You're the kind of person who would push back on Andy's stuff sometimes and say no. That's why you're not. That's why you're here right now and not hanging out with them still. And that's why I'm here right now, is because we actually have a critical thought in our fucking head, and we'll tell Andy, hey, this might be a bad idea. This is kind of crazy. If I was around those 2.5 years, Liana may not even be in the picture.
I can tell you what was the last thing Andy said to me and how it ended. Right? Because after the Vegas trip, I didn't even really talk to him specifically. I didn't talk to Gorgoff. I didn't talk to, because like Ashton was like he was in the Discord, but he never really joined the call or whatever. He never was like in the VC like that. But once or twice.
Leave the trip with I mean, so my question is like you said goodbye to everybody at the airport, right? Or like you drove, if you were driving to the trip. You said your goodbyes, and then you went back, and then like that was kind of when you're like, yeah, I think I'm gonna start like drifting away from.
No, the night of, when I saw the black hookers, like I was like, I'm done. Like I was leaving, I was packing my shit, dude. I was packing my shit in the other room, and Reneg's like, dude, the trip's ending tomorrow. Like, just like, why waste your money? We'll just close the door and lock it, and that's it. And I was like, you know what? He's right. So like, but as soon as
he's a pretty reasonable guy. If you hear him talk, like Iron's a pretty reasonable guy.
Like that was for me. That wasn't for me.
Like you sound reasonable, and yeah, I definitely think that you're a good person for saying that. You could have done the whole Vegas experience.
His reactions to shit's reasonable. Like it's reasonable reactions to things. He's a reasonable guy. This is not somebody who's just like unhinged and slighted and crazy.
I mean, yeah, you're speaking facts here. If my friends brought over, like, if I'm sharing,
they tried saying I was like Kanye West bipolar meltdown when I was just telling the truth about the fucked up shit they do, how terrible Liana is of a person, how weird they are.
Like I said,
they immediately went into like slandering you over your girlfriend. That was so crazy, and it was so telling. That's what made me
get involved. I didn't want to touch it anymore. Like we talked about it. Because Kryler caught on, right? Once that thing happened between Kryler and Leon or Andy, whatever, like me, Reneg, and some other people that are not involved, like in the calls or the shows, but they were there. Like we told them the truth in private, and then we're like, hey, yeah, like, is anybody surprised, like how fucked up Andy is? I mean, he's fucked up. He's a fucking disgusting. I don't even want to say it. It's like. And Kyler's right. Like I got in trouble, quote unquote, even back then, because I would push back on Andy. I'd be like, Andy, I wouldn't do that shit. I don't agree with this.
You called out Osir, who is one of the most psychotic motherfuckers on the internet. Literally, Osir of Soul, Riley Shore, aka Crowleyport, is one of the most insane people in there. But he's low key though. He doesn't go on. He doesn't call in. I don't think he even donates anymore because he's poor.
He never donated. He was always broke.
Really?
He's living off like Canadian EBT.
He's still on Twitter. Liana will tag him occasionally.
Yeah.
He would flirt nonstop with Liana in the Discord.
Hey, hang on. I got one thing to ask real quick for Iron, right? He left? Fuck.
No. I don't know. Not me.
No, that was
somebody else. You're good. Go ahead.
Good. Sorry. So Iron, right? So like that night you were mad, which you like again, like I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna preface this a lot. Like I understand that if I was on a vacation with some homies, one of them brought a hooker, I would have been like, yeah, dude, I'm not for that. That's not my kind of shit. And like at least
I mean it wasn't just that, like that was like, oh man, this is cringe. But then the fact that like I'm not gonna around with you guys,
like that.
Like not just that, like the fact that the things that were said, like the supposed ideas and some of the things we kind of agreed on was bullshit to them. And I'm like, oh, like this is no. I'm out, guys. See ya. Like have fun, bye, fuck you.
Right.
But like, I was like, yeah, I was disgusted, and I'm like, bro, like, really?
Swan
I'm just
puts it
like,
really well
alright,
in chat
whatever.
here. I think that's the general vibe she says. So Swan's also one of the people that was around, one of the old school people for Twisted Mind that was kicked out because Liana is insane and can't handle a woman existing in the same space as her when Andy's around.
So
Swan says,
had this like so she had this kind of like oh, women, like I can't have any other women around me kind
"Oh
of
yeah,
thing.
she's built like a linebacker
So
and has like a meth face. Of
Oh,
course, any
sounds like
woman
it's
like is going to be competition to her. Like, goddamn!" But then Swan says everyone else was done with it until how they treated Kyler. So everyone
Yeah.
kind of moved on. It was out. Whenever I tapped into it, it was kind of old news. It was kind of old hat. But whenever they wonder how they did me, it was back on again because it's bullshit. I'm like the last person that should have gotten any kind of shit at all.
Yeah.
Well, you were like Andy's top. I mean, well, maybe not top guy is the right word, but you were like his co-host for years. Like you were like, his friend, his real legitimate friend. You weren't just like a pay pig.
No.
You weren't, and he just snaked you like it was nothing.
Like
it was
crazy. Yeah, it was like and like it was like basically a Twisted Mind had, and I don't really care. Is whatever. It's. I don't want to make it seem like, oh, how dare you? But that's the facts, though. It's like that could never happen. Like it might.
He did you so dirty.
But check your DMs, still Kino Casino. I sent you a present you might like.
Yeah. So I was looking at this channel, but I'm
looking at it right now. I just found it again. I want to. Yeah. It was one of the longer streams, I feel like, and I'm looking for it. It was an auction we did. So basically, like I want to come back to what you asked about the microphone and all that stuff and how that came about.
Please.
So what happened was the idea was that we were being censored so hard on platforms because our show was nuts. I was an alcoholic back then. Let's not mince words about it. I'm currently not on the shit, so you can see the difference night and day. I'm
you look better.
Sober, but physically at least. But it was a stream. I wish I could find it, but it was a stream we did where we were going to raise money to basically Red Bar ourselves, where we were going to buy a streaming like how Red Bar did it, where the stream came in through a back end. It wasn't beholden to a very strict TOS or moderator.
Right, have your own server, have your own site, all that.
The site, and then we did this stream raising money for it, and then Andy just sent me half the money, and we never did it. So we basically jacked up, whatever the stuff. Andy scrounged around his room for things he could sell, like the Warski Live SM7B was one of them. And what happened was Raziel Mutant, who I'm disappointed in hearing him on some of these streams, like the Warski Coke stream about Raven. I was disappointed to hear him in that one because he's actually a pretty mellow, chill guy to talk to. I mean, whatever. But whatever. I guess he was yo-yoing up the price of the microphone, fighting for it, and this is live with Joey Beezer. And then any sensible person would have stopped at some point, but then Joey Beezer bought that bitch for like $2,000+. So I got $1,000 off that. Thanks, Joey. He bought me a new oven, dude. Thanks,
nice.
Man. But then we also auctioned off other things too. It was like kind of a bidding war thing. It was fun, but the idea was to raise money for this thing. Mm-hmm. But like how all things go with Andy, it's a good idea. It's all like, "Whoa, let's do this thing!" Oh, and then when it comes time to actually work and do the shit, it's just like,
I mean, the money just went into drugs or whatever he was doing at
whatever
the time,
he was doing at the time. I don't even know what all he was doing now. Looking back on, he could have been, because I know he was not too long ago, like Iron said, recreationally doing cocaine, not habitually as he claims. So he would do coke once in a while. And Riley Shore, Osir of Soul, would literally do cocaine with his cousin in the server. So it's like if you're
so they were just ripping lines like live in the Discord.
Yeah, his cousin was like a dealer or whatever.
Oh my god,
part-time dealer. His cousin was actually not that.
I don't know how those related.
Kino Casino?
Well, yeah, they're related. Look, the funny thing is, I'll tell you a little bit of a story about that. So, wait, hold up. So, I became. You could ask Kryler, but I became
Osir of Soul
really
and his
cool.
cousin, basically.
Right, so yeah, I became cool with a lot of the people in that server, outside the server, because I just, I don't know, I like to talk. I'm not shy. So I became cool with everybody to the point where his cousin, Riley Shore's cousin, sends me a screenshot. Now I still have it. He sends me a screenshot because Ozier had a weird like insanity thing with me. He started calling me Hitler and Satan and stuff like that, and he hated me at some point. Because I would,
Dude, call him out on his
he would say
shit.
some crazy.
Some people
he
would view that as a compliment. Well, not the
well,
Satan
he would
part,
say
but-
some crazy shit, and I'd be like, "You're fucking retarded," and he would freak out. He'd spurg out.
Yeah.
So his cousin became cool with me, and like everybody, I give everybody a chance. You see him, all right, I'll talk to you. Cool. So his cousin sends me a screenshot at like 4:30 in the morning. I'm asleep, so I didn't see it until like 8 o'clock. He sends me a screenshot at 4:30 in the morning showing Riley Shore spam calling his cousin 50 times within like 5 minutes because he was threatening him he was threatening his cousin with violence because he was Discord friends with me.
What? That's crazy.
Like,
my god.
Yeah, and I was like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "Oh, I'm not scared of this fucking faggot." He's like, he's too broke to even drive over here. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." But he sent me a screenshot. It says Ozier called this guy, whatever, his cousin 50 times within like 10 minutes. And he didn't pick up, obviously.
Yeah,
Because
I don't need to interrupt. I just want to make this announcement real quick. We will be ending stream at 1 a.m. at 1, so we got 34 more minutes. So if anyone wants to call in, y'all can call in now before we end.
I think that's swag. I can't lie.
And I might do more content where I interview with people within like Kino Casino because all this floor is actually interesting.
Yeah, this is
honestly,
interesting stream. I'm glad
you
are coming out here and talking to us. This is cool. Like, I'm learning a lot more about.
It's gonna be good to have me, but like having these guys also here is really good because sometimes I just need a hardcore hour because I'm a little retarded like Alex Jones, and I get like due to the thing that happened to me last year, I have some problems piecing together time of events from that chunk of the year because I was literally out of my fucking mind.
Man.
I was literally out of my mind.
Yeah, no.
Oh, for sure, man.
Understandable. But also, I love having more people on. I'm glad that we got like some other people talking about their experiences with Andy.
I really want to.
Wait, I want to ask Kino Casino. You said you had
I'll be
a
right back.
question.
I'm pissed.
You want to just pop one off now, like, because
it's really just. I mean, I have many questions. I guess. Most of them about the Discord stuff.
Yeah, me too.
I just want to hear like more stories about the Discord. Really about like these weirdos like Joey, like.
Yeah, so I mean, like,
was there ever a guy called a Lipstick Larry? Because he's one of these guys that's been streaming on Kick.
No.
So they have these goons that are streaming on Kick. Zaneed, Joey, Casino Tolerator.
That's
they have
masochist. That's the pedophile.
Well, no, there's two Casino Tolerators. There's K Tolerator, and then there's.
Well, the funny thing is,
one of them
let me
is.
say something. Wait, hold on.
Are you familiar with these?
Wait. So after my stream with Kryler, Ashton made a video saying he banned Metachromacicus. He called him a pedophile.
Right.
But then, like, I saw screenshots on Twitter saying that he was banned, but then they immediately had another account, and then they found two, like. They found the
he's been
dates
exposed
created
multiple times as having alts and socks.
That both Casino Tolerators just might be Metachromacicus. At this point, it might just be him, dude. Like, I think Ralph said it. Ralph said it, and I think also, I don't know who else said it, but basically maybe Percy.
Excuse me. Yo, Iron.
But like it's 5 guys. I don't know who else is doing anything. So
right.
Go ahead.
My question for Iron is how many people do you think were what's the word? How many people do you think got like how many pig pics do you think got exposed for being like pedophiles or people like in the Discord?
Well, see, okay, so a lot of the weirdos were like when it was already a lot of us. Like, for example, the only one I ever knew about was Metachromacicus, and that was like after the fact because they found his account on a furry site or some kind of pedo site.
Shit, yeah.
Always,
so like
the furry sites, man. It's
like I don't know, but like I don't know anyone. If you name a name and I know the name, and you tell me he's a pedophile. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you show
Well,
me something,
there's Chris Blevins. That's the guy who got caught in the sting. Joshua Galt is Metacarmascus. He's a pedophile. Dr. Barlos. We don't know his full name. His first name is Carlos.
Okay. So
Trigger
Dr.
Point.
Barlow,
we know his
he's
name.
not somebody that was from Twisted Mind or after. He might be fully a new casino viewer.
He sounds new to me.
He's just like a guy who's been on Twitter for years, but he's a big pay pig. He put on his right. You know Dr. Barlos, Dryden. There's like you could count. You barely have enough fingers on your hand to count all these guys. I mean, and it's a new week. Shy AF just got caught defending a pedophile.
I knew.
There's literally like 7 of them.
Yeah.
now.
Okay. So Gabe
And
Hoffman,
more, no doubt, will be exposed.
So I've heard of the only one besides Metacarmasicus hearing the pedophile thing was Gabe Hoffman, and he's like a donator.
Yeah,
or
their connection to Gabe Hoffman is
Gabe is a
deeply concerning
billionaire.
to me.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
But Gabe Hoffman wasn't on the Discord to my
Gabe
knowledge.
Hoffman's
he
a
wouldn't
bad
be.
dude.
He wouldn't be. He's a
Yeah.
billionaire hedge fund manager.
Oh, okay. But those are the only 2 I know. The guy that got caught on that YouTube show about pedophiles, we don't know who that is.
That's Chris
I don't know
Blevins.
who that is.
Yeah.
No. That's Chris.
We don't know who that is.
That's Chris Blevins. He's been doxxed. We know who he is.
But I think he was just
Oh, you guys don't know who he is. Right. He was
we
just a
don't
viewer.
Audience. Oh, so he was just a viewer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of the people left, like, throughout
The cool
time
people,
after Twisted
the
Mind
people
ended.
that were cool and like would put up resistance to Worski's coke ideas or his spaz ideas or his Coomer ideas or his dumb shit slowly got whittled away because you'd find a reason to oust them. He would just say some shit like, "Oh, they're evil. Oh, they were like doing this and that. They're obsessed with Liana. They're mad at Liana. They're jealous of her." All these. One thing I heard was,
So how big of a schism came out of like
all the
Liana
women
being
were
brought in?
gone.
And real quick,
yeah,
Juan in the
gone.
chat is saying like you guys are just saying guys weren't associated with you, which is true. But yeah, so like when Liana got brought in, like how big of a deal was that? How big of a schism did that cause? Like how like a big of an upset?
Tyler,
Obviously, like a lot of you guys.
when they started dating, really, you were.
I would check it. I would check in on the general text chat just to see what was going on, and I would see crazy shit, and I'm like, I'm not getting in the middle of this.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
is
So
crazy.
yeah, Kyler was there like in text chat, but he wasn't really.
I
around.
pop in like once in a blue moon.
Yeah, once in a while. But I'll tell you this, right? I'll tell you my first interaction with
my
Liana.
best friend.
So Andy added her to the server, and she comes on the server the day after she gets added because we would just hang out, we'd play games. It wasn't even about Kino Casino anymore. It was just people we knew and talked to. It was like, we just hanged out, play video games. So Liana comes in.
We played
"Oh,
fucking Halo for like 8 hours. Like it wasn't
Halo Infinite.
Back when that was
Project
new.
Zomboid.
Yeah.
What
That
else?
was
Like, a
it.
bunch
We would
of
just
other-
hang out and
some-
play video
The
games.
Forest.
Listen to music.
Wait, so like she came in, and she says, "No.
Fuck no.
So let me tell you what she said to me, right? Because she knew my name, right? She knew Iron Wolf Spear. She knew Iron. So she says, "Hey," I'm like, "Oh, nice. I am that Iron guy." And she's like, "Well, you're not gonna be Worski's right-hand man anymore." I'm like, "I never was."
Oh my god.
I never was. What are you talking about? And she's like, I'm just kidding. And I'm like,
a
okay,
psycho.
funny, haha. And then she asked me, there's some girls in here. Do I have to be worried about any of them? I'm like, no.
No.
Like
They've been here longer than you, bitch.
I'm like, no.
For, like,
and I'm like,
years
what are
and
you
years.
trying to ask? Like, are you asking me for? And then she started asking me. She asked me a question about Andy. She's like, can you tell me if anything does anything? I'm like, what do you mean?
This is what- this is-
psycho bitch.
Liana asking.
And I knew she was fishing. I didn't know she was psycho. I just thought
Was this Rihanna that did this?
trying to find dirt to after she joined the server because it was me and I don't know
She
who
couldn't
else
even
was
be.
on the call.
She couldn't even be low key
Hey,
for like
I'm
a
gonna
week.
send a stream to Liana if that's okay.
So, but the funny thing was,
How long was she around before he officially like brought her in? Like 6 months, a year? Like how long did you guys have to deal with her before?
No. So they started talking, I think, like a few weeks, and then he just added her to the Discord when they were dating, I think. But like at the beginning, she would pop on for a second, and then the girls is when she became more noticeable, right? Because like to us, like to the guys just playing Halo, we didn't give a shit. Like, what the fuck off?
Hey Raven, can you send me an invite? I'm gonna get Persip in here.
Yeah,
Can you DM me an invite and I'll send it to him?
Yeah, get Persip in here.
What's going
But yeah,
on?
she started the problems after the Vegas trip because I distanced myself, and then me and one other person distanced ourselves, and then like the people that were left didn't know yet about the trip, the ones that didn't go. And then she started drama with the girls, and then she started drama with other people, and then by that point it was just Beezer, Riley Shore, Gorgov, and Liana left, and I guess Raziel. The rest of them left or got banned.
So it's truly like the only the inner circles left.
Yeah.
Now, when do you guys know when Joey started getting paid by them? Like when he was like officially made an employee?
So
he's an employee.
No. Well,
he's literally getting paid by them. I know that.
Wait. Okay, so
he's getting like Gator money.
So I was
right?
already
$200
distanced myself when.
Hang on. So
yeah,
for the viewer's perspective here, who's Joey, and also who is this black guy and this white chick that?
That's Liana Taylor, Wendy Worski's girlfriend in Tyrone.
So that's his girlfriend? Oh god, dude, she's a hot mess, man. Look at her.
Yeah.
Oh, Persip's in the waiting
without
room.
filters.
And she was chasing after Tipster. She was chasing after this fat Mexican dude named Tipster.
Yeah, no, I know about Tipster.
Persip.
I got banned from Tipster's server because like I made a comment. I said, "Tipster, what's your wife gonna know about your secret relationship with Keffels?" And he goes, "Why are you asking? My wife's fine. Why are you asking me?"
All right, what's up, Persip?
Hi. You all got real nervous. They all got real quiet when I joined.
What's up, dude?
To relax.
It's just a crazy gay man.
No, you're fine, Persip.
I'm just a crazy gay man. Seriously, Brian. Brian tired me out, so you don't need to worry.
Why were you timed out? And also, what's your story, Persip? Let's hear your perspective. Welcome to Ravencast.
What's my perspective? I have a lot of questions, but I've missed some of this stream. I only caught it about 20 minutes ago.
You're good. What are your questions, man?
So I know about this Discord. I actually know about a lot of the stuff that they're talking about, and I can confirm about like them doing coke on camera with Worski in the Discord server and drinking themselves into oblivion.
I've seen that in Discord servers before, myself.
I've heard that a lot.
Yeah, let him go ahead.
Yeah.
Secondhand stories. I've heard that a lot. That's what Worski. So does Worski do that all day? Did Worski do that with you guys all day?
No. So look, listen. So to our knowledge, during the beginning of Kino Casino,
I'm trying to remember the name of the guy.
At some point, when they started making money off of it, like I think 6 months into the show, Andy told us like, "Oh yeah, I occasionally do coke." That's all I know about it. He never did it in front of me, but I was never always there.
I don't think anyone did it on camera while I was around, but I could hear them. I could hear Osir and his cousin and stuff snorting lines.
Yeah, like we heard.
What were the other? Give me some of the other names.
Gorgoth, Joey Beezer, Osir Soul. I mean the people that
there
were
was
on
another
the,
name, something with a snake or something.
Raziel.
Oh,
yeah, it was Raziel, Spegbasaurus. All of us were in there, but what are you thinking of Spegbasaurus?
I'm thinking of. I think it was a name with a snake in it. That's the
because
one
he
I
was
used to
cool.
hear
Speg was one of the cool ones that dropped out whenever things got really gay with all of us.
Because
But
Iron
Snake
Wolf
Eyes
Fear and stuff never came out. Maybe it was Snake Eyes.
Okay, so Snake Eyes was Metachromaticus too.
It was his alt.
So, okay, so this is
That
what
was
it
his
is then. So Snake Eyes was supposedly the one that was constantly with Worski and the Osir guy in that Discord call, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Osir was always around because he was unemployed most of the time. They called him a faggot and fired him at his job. He told me that.
And he got upset about it.
So human rights.
So how many hours?
What's that?
Snake Eyes was Metachromaticus?
Yeah, that was his alt.
Yeah. So
how many hours were they in there?
So after he initially got doxxed, I remember he made that account. It wasn't his original account. I think it was his first account, his alt account when he.
I'm not talking about after. I'm talking about circa 2022, about 2-3 years ago, during the summer.
What about it?
There was a Snake Eyes guy and an Osier guy.
Yeah, Osier of Soul. His name is Riley Shore. He lives in Canada, and he goes by Kryler Poor because he told us he got fired from his job, and they literally called him a faggot on the way out, and he was going to do a Canadian Human Rights Tribunal on them, and never did.
Yeah, I think he lives
instead of looking for a job, he was getting spun out on cocaine and meth.
Hortons?
Because I'm trying to confirm this story that I heard. Is that Andy used to it might have been Snake. I feel like it was Snake or something. That he used to hang out with Osier and another guy in the Discord server and get obliterated drunk and do coke all day and just sit in his room and do that all day. And then he met Liana and he did coke and got obliterated all day and talked to Liana in his room alone.
Yeah, that would check out because that's when I was gone and I was in meat space and stuff trying to make my life happen. We all know what happened to that. But I'm here now, and that was probably during when I was away. When I came back, Andy would be fucked up sometimes. Like one time for sure, he was fucked up on weed edibles. Like I can tell when he's stoned because he would get stoned, twisted mind, and he would start sucking ass at streaming, and it was annoying. So like he was stoned out of his gourd. I would say summer of last year for sure.
Is Worski the kind of guy that smokes weed indoors, or does he like go out?
No, he would go out on the balcony and smoke a J.
Oh, okay.
And he would eat. I think he was eating edibles now though.
Okay.
That's one thing that Raven said is like she was surprised because Worski would say, and we all kind of know this, but she would be like, "Oh, Worski told me he was going to go hang out with the boys, right? Like go out somewhere." But when he said that, he actually meant
no, he doesn't go outside.
No, hell no.
Sometimes he had a friend in real life he'd hang out with once in a while, and then he would send me a picture of him and his buddy hanging out. And then one time I was like IRL streaming, and then he sent me a picture of like a baggie of Coke while IRL streaming. Like he called me on Discord, was like, "Yo, dude," he messaged me. He called me on WhatsApp, and I was drunk too, like IRL streaming because I was a DJ back then. I was just trying to have a little bit of craziness, and like in my drunken stupor, because he had said it to me after I fell asleep. Okay, look, it's a lifetime ago, guys. You make a little mistake.
Hey, you're changed, man.
Hey, I passed out on the street drunk on the sidewalk.
Whoa, what a fucking crime.
And woke up to Andy calling me on WhatsApp, I guess, to wake me up. And then he sent me he's like, "Yo, dude, check this shit out." And it was like a pile of cocaine or some shit. It was like a white powder. And like in my mind, I thought the stream could see it because I had to open my phone. And I'm just like, "Oh shit." They couldn't. That's not how Prism works on phones. But I was just like, "Oh shit, that's crazy, dude, huh?" I'm streaming, by the way. And then like I hung up real quick because I was like, "What the fuck?" Like that's nuts.
Yeah, in fact, thanks to definitely thanks to him for like thanks to you, Kyle, for like helping me earlier because like Prism was fucking with me and I was like, "Are we fucking live? Are we not live?"
Yeah, I would recommend.
Yeah, I know.
I downloaded Prism just to see what it was like. I recommend OBS. It's much more user friendly than this. I'll put it that way. But yeah, Persip, any other questions you have about?
I got a lot of questions. So what is the allure? How do you get involved? How did all of you get? Like, I know Iron Wolfspear. I know who you are because you're like an old Ralph ahead from way back in the day.
Even before Ralph, it was Jim.
I'm before Ralph. Like I got into it because this guy,
Kryler. I know who you are.
Yeah, this guy, Mr. Medicare, made this video about internet blood sports, and I'm like, this looks lit. Let me get involved with this.
Yeah, that's when I got introduced too. When he made that video, and I didn't really know how. I only really found Ralph's stream, even though there was like 10 other streams at that point about blood sports. But that's how I got introduced, and then I started watching.
So how did you meet? How do you get to meet? How do you get to from Ralph to Worski? Yeah, how do you get into the inner circle of Worski? Because it's locked down.
I think he was a Patreon member of Twisted Mind.
No. See, that was the thing. I didn't like Patreon. So what I did, I was like, listen, I think Patreon's gay.
You would just super chat like
can I give you guys like here? I gave him $40. I'm like, I don't like Patreon. Here's $40. And they were like, yeah, okay. They invited me in. That's how I got in the server. Because I said Patreon's gay.
Because originally the server that we had, it was for like an incentive to subscribe to the Patreon. It was like you get access to us to hang out, and all of it mostly do in there, listen to music and play video games.
Yeah.
Like, that
was that fun. During the show with you, Kryler?
Yes.
Yeah, the original server was the Twisted Mind show server.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like Violation Radio or any of that stuff. It was after.
Volition radios before me,
Volition
and
Radio.
we were never. I was never involved with the Volition thing that they did. That was him and SoCal Chris and AG Luck. And by the time I came around, he hated those
Yes.
two guys. So
I don't even know who that is.
yeah,
so
no one hung out there.
I didn't know who that was.
Okay.
Was there ever an issue of like, people coming in and then like they stopped paying and he would kick them out, or like how did that work? Because like Joey was dropping thousands and thousands of dollars. Like
at some point, we just
what was the
vibe
as far as like does he think that like does he think of Joey Beezer as his real friend, or is he like cynical?
They didn't, dude. No, I was the only person, and I maybe from my perspective, this is how I felt to me. Maybe it's not true to them. I don't know, but I felt like near the end there, I was the only person treating Beezer like a human being. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, so they just shit on him constantly.
But he
That's
shit on himself too. That's the thing. Like,
he would do it
like,
to himself. That was bad. I'm like, yo, like Joey Beezer, man, like you, like this isn't cool when they like fuck with this. Are you cool with this? Like they fuck with you all the time.
So he's just a slave of the Discord server, basically.
Yes.
For like the audience perspective, he wasn't. He was just like another viewer, like you guys that were in the Discord specter with Andy and them, right?
He was essentially the original Medicare masochist because he bankrolled. I have a new oven. I have a nice gas range in there because of him. I got a new mini fridge. I got a commercially rated washing machine. Like all this shit because of him, dude. Like fuck. Thanks, Joey.
Thank you.
When did Joey come on board? Like when did he appear?
Psycho was always around. He was around from the beginning because Psycho Gun Gear was there when we were doing the riot coverage. Like he was always there. I believe a lot of the people that are there, like especially Gorgoth is a good example, are people that used to support Ralph during the kill stream's height, and they were paying for him, and then they defected over to Andy once Ralph had like his big downfall.
Explain that, Iron, because
I have a clip of
part
that.
of all that.
Wait,
So
okay,
explain
wait,
that.
go ahead.
So explain that, Iron. Like, what happened? What was the tipping point? How did Andy convince all the Ralph supporters to go into the server with him? Like, this is my.
They just started donating to the show. They watched. Well, what happened? I'll tell you what happened.
What happened?
I'll tell you exactly what happened. After Twisted Mind, Ralph would host us on D Live, so we would get all of his viewers and we would scrape off his donators. So we were basically living off of Ralph's scraps from his show. For a lot of it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people would be crossover viewers. We had a big crossover audience. And then Ralph had his big downfall during Twisted Mind, and we had a falling out with him. Like, it wasn't cool to fuck with Ralph anymore, so we had to, like, go against him, and Ralph was a drunken fool and had a pill stream.
Right.
Yeah, basically.
So they just stayed on Twisted Mind after that. It was like, hey, Ralph's a sinking ship. This isn't going anywhere. Like, this isn't cool to be with Ralph.
And look, Cursive, you weren't here before, but Kyler said this and I said this. Like, I was one of the few guys to push back on any kind of thing I didn't like, and that included Ralph. Like,
especially Osir too.
Hey guys,
you pushed back on it.
Well, if I didn't agree, like people can like multiple shows.
Okay, well in that case, if you guys want to hop over to a different, I don't have it here. I have an idea. If you guys want to keep this going, I'm streaming this live on my Kick, just in case we need like a backup of it. I have my angle being streamed right now on Kick. I'll invite you guys to the best gamers, like my call-in server.
That's fine with me.
And then we can end it here and have like an after party kind of thing over there because we'll just keep it rolling. We'll still be on. I'll post it in general, the invite in general.
Yeah, we'll be ending here around 1, and then if y'all want to do after party, I'm willing to join y'all.
Okay, I'm posting the invite link. Oh, use the copy button. What the fuck?
We might have to end at 1 because my laptop's like screaming at me right now. Like,
are you good? Yeah, we can keep it. We'll keep it rolling. We'll be right back. We'll keep it right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hidden use copy button. What the fuck? Okay, I'm retarded. Okay. Where is this?
Before we get rolling, I would also want to interview Persip about the PPP lore because I saw your stream with Review Tech. And a lot of that shit you showed was really interesting. I got a lot of questions on that.
Like, I would love to have you on, dog. Like, if you're available, can we please set aside something like for you to come back on the show, man? Even you, Iron, too. Like, you guys are really good. I'm glad to have you guys here.
Yeah, it's been a blast, man.
No, it's been cool, and
I'm mainly curious about the whole surfer lore as well.
You guys aren't up to anything untoward, are you?
Wait, what? Well, I didn't hear what you said. What'd you say?
I said you're not up to anything untoward, are you?
Untoward, are you? Triden's autistic, and I'm autistic too. We don't really,
I don't mind the autism.
Based.
There's no lolly, right?
Base.
No, we don't like lolly. Fuck no. That's for
No
total.
lolly, no weird pedophile stings.
No,
weird.
no. I'm into IRL milfs. That's my type of women I'm into.
I'm in a happy relationship with my girlfriend of 4 months, who is of age. She's
I don't care about goonery for like actual women, but
Man, if you got a loved one at home and you have a girlfriend, hold her fucking tight, man.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm really lucky because like me and her, we like
Kyler.
because like she's really chill. I'm trying to getting her into the she has a Discord account, but she doesn't really want to get into the Discord stuff. And it's like I would like to have her,
Wait,
For sure.
Hey, Kyler, check your DM.
I'm checking. Yeah, I'm looking at what you're putting down there.
Okay, hold up. It's
secret plotting.
Sure,
Machiavellian.
It's something with IRL with me.
Oh my gosh! If people Andy Worski like soda.
No,
Liana's car is green.
That's hilarious. Sin is in here and she's a mod. That's fucking hilarious.
What? Who's Sin?
Well, Liana used to be in here, I think, right?
Yeah, Liana used to be in here.
Liana was in everybody's server at some point.
Wait, why was Liana in here, Trident?
Because she
was in every single server.
Oh, yeah. Speaking about the whole, my perspective with the commentary, right? I was in a couple of servers, but I used to just stir the pot with some people. Like I used to be in the Bo Blacks Discord server.
Oh my god, the autistic tranny.
The autistic tranny in a dress. Like I know this is a little away from the Kino Casino stuff, but like imagine Andy in a dress.
It wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, I'm just
It wouldn't shock me.
He wants to bang the Sphere Hunter, so I mean it's not too far removed from that.
Well,
I mean,
Andy did already wore the dress, right?
Yeah, the trap state.
Well,
Yeah,
he
he
dressed
wore
up
the
as
dress
fucking Kamala.
Well,
yeah. Oh yeah. He was so. I was there for that. He was so afraid.
Do you
Oh
think
my god.
he gives Andy the surfer treatment?
I have a clip of like the
surfer
after show where
treatment?
they were coping about dressing up as Kamala.
What's the?
I was in Discord
bit.
with. I was in Discord with him before he did it, and he was very, very, very concerned about doing blackface, and he had makeup, and I kept making him put on more.
I want to ask a question to person. I want to ask you something.
Yes, go ahead.
So I don't know if this is true because again, a lot of this stuff I'm not like.
Yeah, tell me what was said about me. I'm curious.
No. I heard that you have a clip of Andy getting the surfer treatment, but actually getting hit by PvP when they used to live together. Is that true? Or I heard that around.
Well, that was yeah, they did get into a fist. Well, they got into a wrestling match on a live stream, coked out of their minds when they had.
I remember that. I remember that.
Did he George Floyd him or something?
No, but I heard that like because I heard so at some point. Even
he gave him
Ashton,
the surfer treatment.
At some point, Ashton told Andy to say no to the drugs. This was after Vegas, I guess, or before Vegas. I don't remember, but I remember because Andy came on the Discord, Twisted Mind one. You weren't in that. He came in and he told us that they argued, but then I heard a year after that PPP and him actually fought, or PPP hit him.
Well, we were speculating. I don't know. I don't have a clip of that. We speculated that when they moved out, there was a domestic.
A clip of that because I don't know.
Well, they get confused when we show the clip of them fighting and wrestling each other. They get a little confused
because they did get into a breakup, quote unquote breakup or whatever.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, and Andy told us that him and Ashton were arguing, and we knew it had something to do with the drugs, but we didn't know it was because of the drugs. Like we just thought, like, oh, maybe they, every friendship you argue, I guess, or something.
It's all
me and Andy had arguments during Twisted Mind, and we got over it. Okay, I mean, like that must have been a real issue.
Yeah. Then I hear after the fact that PvP attacked Andy. And that's what caused them to quote unquote move away from each other. And
we speculated it was definitely a domestic.
So PPP and
how
did they live together? And
according to Raven,
yeah, that's what I have questions about.
According to Raven, PPP, Andy wanted to get a tattoo, and PPP wouldn't let him, or something like that.
Because of Christianity, by the way.
What?
Andy's not even a. I don't think.
Okay,
Does he
explain that,
even have a
Kyler.
soul?
You know about this, Kyler. So explain this.
Well, I
one.
heard about it from that because, like, supposedly because of religion. Like, Andy wanted to get his hand tats covered up with like literally a purple dragon. And he had like the design ready and everything.
Oh
Yeah.
Dragon.
EP preacher stopped him.
Let's be honest.
Even though Andy's irreligious and arguably may not even have a
wait,
soul, so I'm like, what the fuck?
Right,
I'm gonna say
true.
one thing. I have something for person he might like. This is about the Vegas show. It's like something about PPP. So, like I said, PPP stayed a lot in the hotel a lot of the time because he can't walk.
Badass down there.
Yeah, he couldn't move. So during that time, you guys can look it up if you're sports people. There was the Vegas hockey team that was like in the finals. So we were betting on it. We were whatever. It's hockey, Vegas, the Golden Knights. Anyway, so we were watching that. It was pretty crazy in the town. PPP is watching the game at the hotel room, one of the games. So it's like 5 games or whatever. And PPP was like degenerately betting, by the way. Degenerately. Like every game he bet like at least 500 to like $2,000.
That sounds right.
The casino and bet.
So yeah, that was the only time he went down was to go get a bet slip, like at the machine. Yeah. And
well, he really is an addict when it comes to the betting.
So this is the funny thing. So one of the days, one of the games, like near the end of it, I was sick, right? Because after the 2 days of partying, I got like really alcohol sickness, right? And so I just stayed in the hotel. So we were watching. I was just hanging out, and he was there, and then Renig, Andy, and I guess some other guy, Gorgov. They went to get food. So me and PPP had a one-on-one talk while watching the hockey game, and he was telling me that he still has aspirations on. He's like, we shouldn't be betting, we shouldn't be doing this stuff, while literally cheering about the game, right? Like, because he's gonna win money. And then he was telling me that at some point he has aspirations of opening up his own church or whatever. And he's like,
okay.
And he's like, I'm gonna be a pastor, and I'm like, okay, yeah. And then he's like, yeah.
He still feels the calling of the Lord, even though
I think partially. But then at the same thing, you're right. He's literally eating he's literally fucking gorging himself with like. He brought a backpack of snacks that I thought was for everybody, and it was just for him.
Oh, fucking!
It was just for him. It was a canvas like survival size backpack, like shit. You can carry like 30 pounds of shit in there, and it was all for him.
Wait, but I had a question though. Like, do they have like a buffet down there?
The private pantry.
They had. I mean,
they always have a buffet.
So Godwinson during the first stream he did about it when he heard the Kyler thing. So on the first night, Andy tried to press me and dared me to talk to someone. So I did. So I got laid, and it wasn't a black hooker. So I think he got upset about it. So me, right, being a bro, I'm like, yo, these guys hype me up. Andy was actually the only one making it weird. Because it's, mind you, this is 4 guys, and I brought up a girl saying, hey, I got a suite. You want to go hang out? You want to drink? And she said, yeah. So we all go up. Obviously, this girl is probably like, oh, there's too many dudes here, but whatever. She came. So Andy's acting like a retard with Down syndrome, saying, and then I'm like, like that. And I'm like, Andy, what are you doing? And then I'm like, at some point, whatever. We kept talking. We were having fun. We were talking about life.
Wait. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Iron. Sorry. Go ahead.
So I like.
I just realized something. Sorry, but I'll touch on it when you're done. Sorry, I just had a mind blast. I had a Jimmy Neutron mind blast.
So sadly, it's probably a little bit my fault because I got laid like by a hot chick, and then Andy was laid by hookers. Like Andy the next day was like kind of trying to talk shit to me, saying you're a piece of shit. Like he would say that as a nice way. You're a piece of shit. What the fuck? Nice? But that was his way of trying to like cope about it because he anytime the attention wasn't on Andy, because we're all bros hanging out except Metachromaticus. He was just the one funding it. Like me and Renig were hanging out, and Gorgov was there. We didn't know he was gonna do that shit. Because, this guy to us looks like a naive sheep. And we're all just having a good time. So anytime any of us were like...
isn't Gorgov like 35? 40?
Yeah, he's like in his mid-30s, I think.
Yeah, between 35 and 40.
Like, to me, right? Like, he never, like, out of all of us, Like the most degenerate thing about me was that I got laid. And I talked to some random chick that Andy pointed me to because he said I had no game, and I have game.
And you were like, let me show you my game.
Well, the quote from Liana is that the chick that you banged was a hooker too. I mean, I assume that's not true.
So mind you, the story wasn't let out for months until the Kryler thing. Because I was like, look, I'm not cool with Andy anymore. The drama happened internally, like before the Discord drama. Nobody knew what happened about the Discord drama. Like, and a lot of us just distanced. Well, yeah, because you were friends with Ashton, and Ashton was there. But like most of us, like me and
I wasn't friends with him at that time. But
anyways, but me and Reneg distance ourselves from Andy because we're like, we don't want to, we don't feel comfortable talking to him now. And like that was where we drew the line. I'm like, no, like, you know what? This is being weird. Liana started getting girls banned that were just people that were there. She started getting other people banned.
Like day one people, by the way.
Like Smegosaurus got banned. I was like, after he got banned, I told Andy, you're a faggot.
Day one.
And then whatever.
What did he do? Did he say anything or?
No, Smegosaurus, all he did was saying, Liana, your cat memes are shit. That's all he said.
All she posted was fucking cat. Cat videos all the time.
Like, that's all this guy said.
She abuses her cat.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus, that's horrible. But anyways, so like for us, we distanced ourselves for months, and we're like, listen, we're gonna bury the hatchet. We're gonna move on with our lives. We are the people that separated. We're like, fuck Liana, fuck Andy, fuck Beezer, because Beezer was also the one kind of causing the drama internally.
Right, because he doesn't want anybody around his man.
Yes, exactly.
Everybody's
he's
getting
the
in the way.
reason. Cursive, I don't know how much you actually know about it, but Beezer was the one that started.
Hang on 1 second.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Sorry for interrupting you, but I need to test something real quick. Everybody's saying that they can't hear me on the stream.
Oh, were you gonna shut the stream off?
We can.
I thought we were on Kryler's stream.
Yeah, because I got my shit fired up over here, and I got the invite in the general of this server. If you go to general, scroll down a little bit, the invite to mine's there.
Hello.
Yo.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, I checked the stream and I'm fine. I don't know what everybody's saying.
Okay, it's just like chat. It's just chat messing with you.
Typical chat.
Yeah, there's trolling.
I just got like a message.
Is this live?
Yeah, we're still live.
Yeah, they're trolling. Just ignore them. Whoever sent them that message, you're not funny.
No, you know who it is, Trident. It's somebody from Ravencast.
Is it Nif?
Was there?
Yes, Nif. We're calling you out live.
Do not believe
Nif. Fuck you. I'm kidding.
Was there a reason that Joey Beezer stopped donating?
He lost his job.
Iron was telling us the story. Pick up where you left off, Iron.
Sorry, Iron.
No, yeah. Okay, so
Silver.
Like the drama was caused by Beezer. He's the one that he stirred the pot. A lot of us were just like, we're gonna stay away from Liana because she's fucking nuts. Right. Everybody noticed that she's weird or nuts. So, but Beezer started stirring the pot, and he caused the whole quote unquote the faction or whatever. And then they started calling me Hitler and evil and Satan because they said I was the master manipulator that caused the people to stop being friends with Andy, even though Andy's actions did cause the whole that himself. So it's like,
can you give me a date when this started? Let's form a timeline.
The Discord drama or
the Discord drama.
The Discord drama started. The Discord drama started a little bit after the Vegas trip. I don't know if it was a week or a month, honestly. But it started a little bit after the Vegas trip. The one that I went to. I don't know how many trips were there. I know there was one before I went, which is the one Beezer went.
So this was June of last year, yeah?
Wait, there was a trip Beezer went on?
Yes. So before I went on...
I told you there's multiple trips.
I heard, like, somebody said 5. I don't even know if there were 5. I only know of 2, and I only went on 1.
Are you just talking about when he went over to their house, or did they all go somewhere separately?
There was a few people hanging out in Vegas because it's Vegas, like people just hanged out. But Beezer was at his house. Beezer was sleeping on.
Right, I know about that, but I'm just saying, was there like a separate trip where like they all went somewhere with Joey B?
No, Beezer wasn't there when I was there, so I don't know.
Right.
Did they ever go to Vegas with Beezer though?
No, or anywhere with
anywhere at all besides Andy's house.
No, this was actually Beezer's first trip because the funny thing is, Kyler
he doesn't leave the fucking house.
So during Twisted Mind days, we went on trips without Andy or Kyler because people just became friends in there. So there was like just like friends hanging out trips, right? I didn't go to anything. Like, remember how Ralph had trips? People decided within the community just to have their own trips without Ralph.
Because they would also go on Ralph's trips too. So it was like, okay, well they do it, we can do it without Ralph or Andy.
Yeah, because most of the people were just like, yeah, let's just hang out, let's just have fun. It's not about them. It's not. We don't do this idol worship thing, as everybody said. Because like I said, there was trips where people were just hanging out without Andy, without Kryler, without Ralph, without anybody.
Yeah. So after the trip, you had your drama with them, and then
no, there was a distancing period, right? Because there was a period between me and Rena kind of just stopped going in there. We stopped talking to them, Andy particularly, and Gorgov, and we just kind of kept it quiet because we were like, you know what, like we're done with this. We're done with this. But then at some point, Liana started doing the thing she was doing, and then it caused the Discord drama. But we still didn't. I didn't dox Andy. We didn't leak anything. Nobody leaked anything, at least from our end. Right. We were just like, "Fuck you, faggot! Fuck off!" We were just a bunch of that. F yous, F that. And then apparently after the Discord drama, when they had these secret Discords that I wasn't part of, they would constantly talk. Beezer would constantly talk about me.
They hated him.
Yeah, Kryler was in one of the servers before that thing. But Kryler, tell him how, like, because I heard it not just from Kryler, I heard it from a lot of people. That like he had a hatred for me for some reason.
They all did. Osier of Shore, aka Krylie Poor, hated you. At one point, Andy hated you because, and they could never tell me specifically what you did that was worth like. Do anything, bro. You know what I mean? Like they could never articulate. Same thing with Lowell.
Because that would require them to tell you what they did in Vegas.
Yeah, and it would require. And now looking back on it, it would require them to tell things they didn't want to say, so they would just keep it vague with me. And we're friends, so I would just take them on their word for it. So I'm like, okay, what reason do they have to lie? And now I know why they had a reason to lie, because there's a big dirty, little big black secret they were keeping in their house.
Big black secret.
Yeah, a big old black secret.
So at some point, like I had my own Discord where it wasn't a show thing, it wasn't a community thing, it was just people I knew, and Andy was in it. And then Liana got in it, and Liana got bullied off my server. He lasted a whole one day because I didn't placate to Andy at all, even before like that. Like I would push back on him. So I said I'm not gonna kick anybody because Liana started an argument with somebody on the server.
Yeah, and I don't see you being the type of person to be like, well, I don't like you from this shit. Like,
no,
like just your community
like,
just knew.
I lost a lot of mod teams, and a lot of mod teams tried to slander me because I stopped putting my foot down on that and put my community first over their stupidity.
Yeah, and then once Andy left my server, and this was the last time I talked to him, whether it was on VC or DM. He sends me a DM saying, "I love you, man. I'm sorry, but I can't let my girl get bullied and no consequences." I'm like, "Cause it's my fucking server. I don't give a fuck." Like she started it.
Hey, Iron. Yeah. What was Putrid not in there and was cool and everything was fine?
Putrid was in my server.
Everything was cool fine.
Yeah, everybody was fine until Liana lasted one day on my server, and then she started something with somebody that was kicked out of Andy's server. And because I didn't censor it, I didn't placate to Andy. Andy sends me this long DM saying, "We're friends. I love you, man. But I gotta leave the server." I'm like, I don't care. Like, all right, fine.
Do you have that DM?
Yeah, the DMs are there. I mean, I'm not leaking anything though. But if you, I didn't leak your house. You got to take me for my word.
Oh, you don't have to leak their house.
I'm not leaking.
I
know people want these leaks.
Figured I would ask.
But yeah, like that was the last thing he said to me. So.
Wait, what's Silver Knight? What?
We have in the chat somebody saying she wasn't belittled.
She wasn't bullied.
Bullied. This person that's been in the chat for a while.
Liana would never got bullied. She just got some of the shit she tossed out back at her, and she can't handle it.
Yeah, that's it.
I have a question about Liana. So, like, how is Worski and Liana's relationship? Because obviously, basically, what she was doing is she came in, she staged like a hostile takeover, so she could control Worski. But like,
Yes.
Is Worski, I mean, he's obviously not like some Chad, like he's a total simp. So now is she's basically in control then, right? I mean, she controls his every move, or
if she has the
got
wet
that
hole, she's
fear
in
her?
command. When it comes to Andy,
Right.
if she has the wet hole on command, then she's in command.
Okay, yeah.
That's basically about Andy's brain works with women like how gay men treat other men. Like you know what I mean? Like how like homosexuals have like.
He's very feminine.
Yes, it's almost like she's more masculine in some ways, but more commanding.
Well, that's how Raven felt too.
Is that how iDubbbz is like kind of treated? You know, like he's more like he's not
led
so
around
in the relationship.
Yes,
right. He's the show dog.
Yeah, he's the show dog. It's kind of like how Andy and his girlfriend is at this rate.
You see, and that's the thing. Andy and PPP make fun of iDubbbz all the time, but it seems like Andy's just like
It's
iDubbbz.
all projection.
And by the way, when I meant what I meant about bullying, that's what Andy said, like about her on my server. I didn't say.
Of course he did. Of course he used that terminology because it's all about emotional manipulation. Like, oh, you crossed the line, oh, whatever.
And he was like, "There's no consequences being done." I'm like, "What consequence?" She said she started an argument, and somebody.
It sounds
called
like
her
she's the bully.
I guess
she wants to be.
She was the one starting the problems. I mean,
like, imagine. God,
yeah.
damn. Imagine being an adult and being a
bullying, and then she cries to Worski like, you know, hey, I'm being bullied, yet she's the one starting it. It's like a total scam, total narcissism.
Wait, before I forget, real quick, Iron, I had a Jimmy Neutron brain melt DMT blast off just now. You know, brain blast. They took the third hit. Now I'm in the spirit realm here. So Iron, he brought Liana around. Were they dating yet, or was she just kind of like a chick he introduced and then they were dating?
Okay, so this was Andy's words when I first heard about this chick. He said that he's talking to this chick that he's gonna have fly over and they're gonna fuck it. He's like, if it doesn't work out,
so he already had her in the bag when he brought her over, basically.
Like in the server, point, in the server,
yeah. So they were already kind of an item, maybe not publicly, but they were eating.
The Liana bitch is who you're talking about.
Yeah,
Liana.
She was down to fuck anybody. You know she.
We know.
Fuck
yeah.
Salvo.
By the way, these are Andy's words.
She fucked Savile pancakes. Ugh.
She wanted
to. Tried to. She tried to.
Yeah, she didn't fuck anybody.
She got rejected.
Like before she got with Andy.
She tried to fuck
Tommy C.
Yeah, Tommy C. Tipster, but see,
I was there for Tipster too, because I was a Tipster mod, and she would always be in the VCs flirting with Tipster.
No.
Iron. Remember whenever he brought Putrid over, he was just like, "Hey, here's this person that was on Pose Law."
Don't worry, I rebel against Tipster.
And then immediately, me and her hit it off the moment we have a first exchange, and then you just never saw us really again.
Yeah, no. See, that's.
Do you think he was salty about that?
Oh no, yeah, he was salty because he, like I said,
I just put those pieces together. Maybe he thought he had a chance with her, but like, he had no chance in hell.
Yeah, that was what he thought. But then I remember Putrid telling me that this guy is like really old and not her thing. That's what
he couldn't compete with the Kyler Riz.
Hell no, dude.
And the thing was, Putrid was cool with everybody, and then she would occasionally show up on my server once a month and then give us like an update on how her and Kryler are doing, and she would check in and then she would dip out for like I said, once they were happy, once they were living their life, occasionally Kyler and Putrid would pop in and then go back to their life, and that was it.
That was my plan right off in the sunset.
Andy was salty about that because, you know,
I just now realized that.
Yeah, he tried. But you know, he tried. Listen. So a few girls before Putrid, and I think even after, I'm not gonna name them because they have nothing to do with what's going on. But there's girls that he invited to the server and kicked out, and a lot of those girls either rejected him or he just like once he realized he had no chance. Like there was a girl named Danielle or something like that. She's like a content creator, so this is not like some regular girl. She makes content. She's bae, she's trad and all that, and then obviously she probably gave Andy the boot, like, Andy, you're like the furthest thing from a trad guy, like I have no interest, I'll be your friend. And then he kicked her out of the server. Because, you know, this chick, like I said, and he would just try, and then
Liana's the one that stuck finally.
I don't mean to interrupt the screen.
Well,
I
go
don't mean
ahead.
to end up the stream, but Silver Knight said his computer's overheating. Is it alright if he ends it on his
Yeah,
end?
go ahead and end it. I'm on Kick. I'm live on Kick right
Before
now.
we end it, though, I have to give a huge shout out to our guest tonight, Kyle. Thanks for coming out and bringing some
Yeah,
amazing.
Tyler. Yeah, thank you,
Kyle.
Tyler, for coming out. Shout out to
Tyler.
hold on.
Yeah.
Hey Silver, hold on. Also,
Let
shout
me
out
do
to
this.
Kill Casino and Persip for
Oh,
calling in
seven.
as well, and Ian as well for coming in with the lore.
You guys are amazing for coming in
And
here tonight. I've had such a great time with you.
before we end it, Kyler, can you send me a link to your kick? So I can put
Also,
Yeah, I
thanks
got
for
you.
Cyber for being here.
We got
Yeah,
15 live
no
viewers, and
problem.
I'll transfer them all to Kick.
I almost lost a lot of sleep because of it.
Mm.
You almost fell asleep.
Fuck your dead mother.
Fuck you.
Alright.
And make sure y'all like the stream and y'all
Shout out to
subscribe.
Ghost.
Yeah, no.
And
Thank you guys
yeah.
for coming out. Before we finish off, I just want to say one fucking thing. If you guys have a YouTube channel, please give it. If the rest of you guys have YouTube channels or anything, social medias, please give us your plug so I could put it in the. We could plug you. We could plug you in there. Iron, you have so many great stories about it, man. Like, like, dude, that shit is crazy when you talk about the hookers and shit. I have to do say that before we get off. That was crazy.
Yeah, I mean it was crazy. It was a little sad and depressing, but then yeah, I mean, you know,
But I mean, at least you got like you got a story out of it, and you have some memories, you know.
I mean, yeah, I mean, there's good ones. Like we had fun. Like before all that stuff happened, there was cool stuff that we did. We hanged out. I made money. I made like $700 on the last night I was there. I blackjack, and I was like, oh shit, I got like a half, like most of the money I spent on the trip, I got it back.
That's awesome.
And it was cool. So it was honestly overall for me, I had fun. Like from my whatever.
If y'all want to continue watching this, there will be like an after party stream over.
Oh, it's already on Kick. He's already live on Kick.
Well, it's already live on Kick. Please follow the link below. Come back for the next episode of Ravencast. And to Kino Casino, if you guys are watching this, fuck you, Andy Worski. You're a
Fuck you, Casino.
Sopo Casino.
Now
You
we're
can
talking.
suck my fucking dick. Fuck you.
Fuck
you, Andy.
Hey, Tyler, are we going to
Hell
your
yeah.
server or are we just?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we could stay in here if